Everybody act natural.
Welcome.
Like your Miss America wave there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, everyone, to Decisions and Dragons. I got nothing.
Do we all
Oh,
need to
God.
like take a collective deep breath in and deep breath out?
Collective
Apparently,
woosah.
it's been one of those days for more than one of us.
Real life sucks sometimes.
Oh my god. Being an adult is the absolute worst.
Yeah.
It is. It's the killer of fun. Nobody enjoys it. All right.
Legit.
I think we wanted this when we were younger.
Yeah, what was
didn't know.
10-year-old me thinking?
We were misinformed.
We
Okay.
were. We really were.
I would say that we were wildly misinformed.
Yeah. True. Goddamn story. All right. All right, everybody. Let's settle ourselves back into Decisions and Dragons. Also, if you see me grab an egg roll and start stuffing my face, only judge me a little bit because I haven't eaten a whole lot today. So just let it happen.
You're gonna get us banned from Twitch, sir, if you're grabbing egg rolls on stream.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
like
what the
deep
hell?
throat the egg roll. I don't know how you think people eat egg rolls, but it's not nearly as
I
suggestive.
mean, all in one bite, obviously.
Good lord. When last we left off, our group of adventurers had received a strange letter while staying at Thurston's home in Westron, where the note made it very clear that whoever wrote this note knows who you are, knows what you've done to foil the shadow infestation near Whitestone, and has captive, presumably, a family of nobles that were close friends of Sabelina Noble. Sabelina Noble. That's her name now.
Fine.
Thurston, the noble of the noble family.
The noblest of the nobles to ever noble.
Oh, I pray that there are more dumb things like that, like Raisin Queen.
Yes.
Maybe I shouldn't do that while Sam's clearly eating something.
Did we share with the internet the Raisin Queen photo?
Shit, no.
Oh god,
No.
there's a Raisin Queen photo?
You didn't see the chat last week?
No? What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will tweet that right now.
She's
Anybody
just
watching-
out there making her cookies.
Anybody
Jesus
watching will
Christ.
see my cursor bouncing around, but I want to do this and I forgot. So yeah, give me a second. I'll do that. Well,
It's not the mascot thing, is it? Or is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Why can't I? Ah, there we go.
Hello, Crash Test DM. Yes, there is a photo. Now's the
Words
fun
are
part.
really hard sometimes.
How to do the thing.
What else? Just
But you guys all kind of decided to do some intel gathering. You guys got some new horses. You traded your carts for some good horses. Again, using the Nollard name as a personal favor token to anybody who would listen. Totally not going to come back in any negative way. You gathered some information on how this third party who had sent this letter could possibly have known about your identities, what you've been doing, and found out that they could possibly be scrying on you. And also having made connection with the Temple of the Raven Queen in Western, and meeting the priest who oversees the care of the chamber itself. After a rather tense dinner where Gilmore and Marin had showed up and made it clear that there was some danger afoot.
yeah, spilled the beans.
Yeah, kind of blatantly, just like threw beans essentially in everybody's faces.
Yeah, it wasn't really a spill so much as like a toss.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, you're such a rude dinner date. Here's some beans, and you throw it in their face, like one of those. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool, awesome. Sabelina made it very clear that the safety of her only son is of the utmost importance, and had made it clear that the compatriots of Thurston would guard him with their lives, or else suffer her wrath. After a little bit more conversation, you guys kind of all reconvened with Gilmore and let him know kind of everything that you found, all the new pieces of information. And the night closed with a rather cute exchange between Cad and Marin in the middle of the night. But you now awaken the next morning. What do you do?
I believe the plan was for us to head out early. I didn't think there was much that we needed to do.
No, we were gonna leave at like noon.
Yeah.
Arthea needs to sell some things so she can, learn her spells because.
Yeah, I need to find
Poor.
on our way out, I guess. I need to find someplace where I can potentially sell a couple rings. So, and maybe pick up some components before we head out, because I doubt that there is going to be anywhere I can do that on the road. So, and I kind of feel like I have this scroll of fireball that might be really helpful down the line.
Yeah, you're gonna want to learn
But
that.
it's going to take some time and some practice to get it to where it's functional and not, exploding in our faces. So I have a couple rings that hopefully will be worth enough to purchase the components. And I don't know if anyone else needs to restock in terms of rations, anything else we need for this trip. Do we know how long this trip is going to take?
Looking at the map, you can assume. Let me get it pulled up again because I can never remember. From Western to Joran Village is about the same, around the same distance that Western is from Turst Fields, if a little bit more. So I'm going to say about a week, maybe a week and a half. Is that correct? Is that what I did last time? About a week?
I think so.
I
Okay.
think we were 4 days from Turst Fields to
4 days? Okay.
West Run,
Well,
but since we're going to have to kind of go back and up.
yeah, I'll say about a week's travel total.
Do I have for a week? Probably not.
Well, if we plan on going shop.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I can't mute to yell at him.
I feel bad. Like
I
don't.
But
I
it's
don't wanna
also
laugh,
funny.
But it's the longest sentence anyone has ever said.
You should get a backing track to play when it happens, so it's just like Daft Punk all over the place.
Where we
I should get a sound
He's
effect
still
that sounds like
talking.
time is slowing down. Oh, has he returned?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
no. It's still just like 5 minutes behind.
Justin, I love
Can
you.
you guys hear me now?
It's so bad. We can hear you. It was a complete sentence.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
Yay!
Flash.
am I back?
you're back.
You're back.
We didn't hear a
Jesus
single word you
H,
said for
mate.
the past 2 minutes.
Sorry, buddy.
Awesome. Well, I only made it about 30 seconds before I realized I was about to get dropped. No, my connection to the internet on this computer is absolute dog shit. No, if we plan on going shopping, then where are we headed first? Because as long as we're going, I have one or two things that I would like to get taken care of as well.
Well,
Doesn't Gilmore have a shop in Western?
Mm-hmm.
does Gilmore buy things though, or I don't even know where one goes to sell rings.
I'm sure he could.
I'm sure he could
could
figure it out.
Well, either figure it out or direct you in the right place. He
Right, I
he
mean-
has to know what Western's like.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking for because they were non-magical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is what we deduced. So really, you just needed jewelry, a jeweler.
Jeweler.
Yeah, I think I
Jeweler.
That one.
I have 3 of them. I have one that
That
is
guy.
I have one that is just plain silver, ornate but silver. I have one that's gold with a ruby and diamonds, which is probably the one I want to sell first. Because I suspect that will fetch the most money. I don't really know how much, but hopefully. And then there was a third one, but it looked like a wedding ring, and I feel really bad selling it. Like,
Plan on getting married.
I mean, I feel like if somebody's missing it, or I don't know. I feel like I should send it back
To where?
to Whitestone, I guess.
To who?
Send it back to Gilmore. You can give it to the town's guard or something.
Yeah, I've kind of just been carting it around since then, thinking about, hey, eventually I need to get this back, but I don't know, maybe someone's missing it. It seems like it's important.
We are going to have to keep some gold and things sometimes. You guys understand this, right? She pulls out one of her pockets. It's completely empty. We actually have to buy things.
The gold.
You look, there's a teeny little hole in the bottom, and you're like, no.
Just leaving a trail throughout Western.
The gold from
Yeah,
First
I
Fields
mean,
was not actually ours. It was stolen from the rest of the town. It was theirs.
And the mayor said that he expected us to take some of it.
It is what it is. But I did not want any of it.
Well, it's too late now.
It is too
Yeah.
late now.
But yeah, I would like to stop and if I can do that here, I'd like to stop and do it, just so that I'm all set and I can take the probably part of the first day and maybe the second day and hopefully learn this as quickly as possible. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take some hours.
I assume we're sitting, eating breakfast.
Yeah, you guys are sitting in the same dining room that you guys had been eating dinner not a few hours earlier, where with the sun coming in and the windows open, there's a nice breeze rolling through. It's a little chilly, but it's still a nice fresh air coming through, and you just can't help but shake the feeling that wow, the whole vibe of this room just is so much brighter and happier when we're not blatantly telling the lady of the house that her son's in danger.
Whose fault was that?
Speaking of which, you hear as you see Gilmore in his bathrobe.
Making himself at home, I see.
Yeah, he just flops down. And it just shifts to his purple and gold robes. Better.
Much.
You see one of the servants come up, and you've been presented with, a really nice breakfast, different fruits and veggies and whatnot, kind of lighter. You see one servant come up with a plate of fruits and veggies, and Gilmore just goes, "Yes, and if you could find the largest container and fill it entirely with coffee, 100% the largest container. It could be an iced tea decanter. It could be whatever you would like, but I would like that one whole thing, please." Servant's and just looks to you, Thurston, for a half second, and then just goes, "Right away." And then they disappear into the kitchen. Right.
Did you not sleep? Did you not sleep well last night, Gilmore?
I did. It's just alcohol. I don't do hangovers very well. And unfortunately, I didn't quite prepare for a oh, what's that? I need my coffee. Restoration. That was it. Didn't prepare a restoration today, so I'm a little jet lagged, let's say. And as more conversation happens, the servant comes back with a mug that is very clearly like maybe a half step away from like a bowl that you put like fake fruit in to be like, hey, look at my decoration. It's just slightly smaller than that, and it is filled with coffee. Thank you.
I didn't even know we owned that.
Do you know what that normally is used for?
I don't think I've ever seen it before. It must usually just be in the kitchens.
It's nicely made.
Wait, plural kitchens?
Oh, it's a large kitchen.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there were two.
Well, there's a small kitchen in the guest house, if that counts.
Sure, that counts.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Thurston's ring and take it off and slide it across the table to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he did forget to ask for that back.
He did, and
I can only imagine what his mother would have thought seeing you wearing it.
yeah,
I
thank
can only
God.
imagine what his mother's gonna think when she gets like the bill.
There's no bill. We didn't even trade. I think.
I mean, I don't think we kind of just used the name.
We used the name and favors.
Well, I mean, she did say she wanted us to keep her precious boys safe, so we need the horses in order to do that.
That's true.
Thurs just puts his ring back on and just kind of like goes like this. Like, this is not how he expected his life to turn out at this point.
But it could have been a much more boring life.
Yes, I suppose it was before I left home. I suppose it was. And then it suddenly occurs to him that, like, actually, if his mother saw a woman wearing the ring, she'd probably get excited because she'd assume that they were, like, betrothed. And then there'd be another heir. So it's a good thing she didn't see that.
Yeah,
Good.
that would have been a whole
Didn't
other.
see that. I'm sure they.
Oh, what fun.
So what are you guys doing?
I believe we're going shopping.
Yeah, I guess we're going. Yeah. We don't need to really split up. I guess we could always just go together.
So, yeah, I mean, I
We
don't
could.
know.
Just make it.
What
quick.
do you need, Dermot?
What do you
Yes,
need?
Dermot. What shopping do you need to get done? And he just looks at you with that knowing look while taking a sip of his gigantic coffee.
Bucket of coffee.
Yeah, it's the same. It's a little. It's like a cousin of a bucket.
Dermot unsheathes his +1 longsword and with a valiant attempt at a flourish, shows it to Gilmore and says, this actually, it's beautiful and well made, but not quite my style. You don't think you have anything at your shop that could replace it, do you?
I'm sure I do. I have to put the coffee down so we can go to the shop, don't I?
Eventually, yes.
Damn
Can he
it.
bring the bowl that no one's seen in 3 years with him to the shop?
I suppose if it's returned.
Sure.
Well, we do have to pick up the horses afterwards, so.
Yes,
That's very
right.
true.
You guys are planning some little bit of an adventure. I forgot about this. Let me I'll fetch Mare and get her home, and then I'll meet you guys at the shop. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
Wonderful. Pardon me, and he takes a gigantic gulp of coffee, and like when he puts it down, his face is like, and then comes back and takes one more, and then finally goes up the stairs.
I'm sure Marin's still sleeping. I don't see how she slept through that racket he was making last night.
How would
He was
you know?
snoring?
I just know.
What racket?
Okay.
No, Dermot doesn't say anything.
Dermot is secretly upset that he wasn't invited to play again.
No,
I just,
Dermot was gonna make
I
a
just-
comment somewhere along the lines of, "Are you sure it wasn't the racket that you were making?"
No.
I just went down there to tell her good night, and it sounded like he was trying to breathe through being choked. And I offered to share my room if she wanted to sleep on the little sofa in there. And she just said she felt she needed to stay with her father.
Mm-hmm. And I give you a wink.
The estate
She just
has
kind of
other
blushes and like
rooms.
looks away, drinking her cup. Well, yes, but other rooms weren't offered, and it's rude to take what's not offered. Sometimes.
Right.
Robot, there's something wrong with you. I'm looking through all of these messages. Fantastic.
I mean, he's not wrong. Our first stop does need to be the haberdashery.
All right. So where are you going first?
I'm gonna go check on the horses, and I just like beeline out because I know they're all looking at me.
How red is your
Cad.
face?
Like really red.
Cad, you step out into the morning light. Everything's all nice and picturesque and beautiful. You see the birds are all singing and they're chirping, and all the, you see a gardener tending to the beautiful garden that sort of winds around the turnabout, like driveway thing that's out front of the manor. And you go and find the horses, and they're just in the stable eating.
I am using animal handling as my spirit proficiency today.
Mm.
And I just kind of pet each of them, and I don't have to speak with animals, but I talk to them anyway and just like try to make it so that they get my scent and they're kind of used to me, and since we'll be traveling on them today.
Gotcha.
Cujo, speaking of the horses, I updated my character sheet. Oh my god,
No, you're good.
am I gonna leave?
You're
it
good.
there?
You're good. You are with us.
I have marked down that we have 7 horses total.
Okay.
4 of them are draft horses and 3 of them are riding horses.
Okay.
Their stats are different, so it matters.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Is their speed different or
Yes, it is.
okay?
All right. Cad, as you sort of warm yourself up to the horses, more than half of them give you a affectionate little like nibble on your hand. Not like hard by any means, but they kind of like lean into your hand as you're petting their snoot. What are the rest of you guys doing? I just really wanted to say snoot.
You're a snoot.
How dare you?
Dare you?
Rocks fall.
How did they
Who
fall
knows that?
from the ceiling?
Dermot, of
Jules
course,
shows up. They
Right
are
now.
the
he's
ceiling.
nimble AF.
All right.
Roger rocks.
I guess, yeah, just getting ready and leaving.
Yeah, I think I need to. I'll check well, make sure to grab the rings, which are somewhere in my bag, and check for, see if I have enough paper and ink. Yeah.
Thurston, as you are getting ready, you can actually hear Gracia leave her room, and she's sleepily sort of wandering past your room to go down the stairs, but then like stops and like comes back into the doorway. You're usually not a morning person. What happened to you?
I suppose you get used to waking up a little earlier on the road.
God, I wish I could do that. Oh, did I tell you? I don't think I told you. Shit. Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't. Shit. I'm so sorry. And she like then realizes that she swore and she like, oh my God. And she tries to like compose herself again. She runs back into her room and then runs back to you holding a letter with a broken waxed seal. And she says, Algor sent me a love letter.
That's exciting. Maybe he'll propose before I have to be the one that sends your dowry instead of Mom.
You see her excitement fade, and then she just goes, there's a reason I don't talk to you about this sort of thing. It's this little guilt trippy that's happening right now. Maybe I won't show you this adorable letter that my potential husband sent me. I mean, that's fine. I mean, why would you want to read it? I mean, it's just something that could be a life-altering event for your older sister, but that's fine. Yeah, sure.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You have to give me one thing I can make fun of you for.
No, that's not
Just
how this
one.
works. No, you're the boy. That automatically makes you the target of all of us. But in a loving way.
Yeah. Let's just hope you're married before I'm in charge of the estate. We'll see what your allowance looks like then.
Okay. You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't cut me off. I'm too fun.
I guess. You could be the court jester for our house.
Actually, Algor has introduced me to a fencing teacher. So I am starting to learn the way of the sword. And she says it all dramatically.
Does Mom know?
Of course not. Why would Mom know?
Okay. That's what I thought.
Shit. All right, fine. Well, wherever you're going, you might want to go quick. Mom's going to be up soon.
Yeah, I can't decide if it's better if I just leave or if I talk to her first.
I'd say after last night, you might want to just get out of Dodge. Leave a love letter. That always helps.
Yeah, I suppose. Well,
tell you what, I have an idea. How packed are you?
Well, they told me I could only take one bag.
What does that mean? Only one bag?
I haven't entirely figured that out either.
Would like one bag per outfit, or
I think they just mean one.
Okay, but when you say one,
like one,
you don't mean you don't have like a traveling outfit and then like a camping outfit and then like a I'm meeting people like you.
I think it's all supposed to be the same.
Oh, you see her expression like sours a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, well, okay. Well, I mean, that's not. You could find a one that works with all occasions. Just accessorize. That's the. You know what? That's the thing. You got to get
That's
a
it.
base and then accessorize.
Good.
Yep.
This is why you're my favorite sister.
I know.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're
that
my
was
favorite little brother.
I'm your only little brother.
Yeah, that's what I said. Anyway.
Right.
You good?
Yeah.
I have an idea. Okay. She starts walking down the hall towards where your mother's room is, which is right across the hall from a laboratory. She quickly opens the door and then looks down the hallway at all of you guys, and then does one of these. And then half closes the door, but leaves it open enough so you can still see some light coming through the window in there. And then you just hear the worst fake vomiting sound ever, which a couple seconds go by, and then you start hearing movement coming from Sabelina's room. What do you guys do?
Bucket.
I guess
Yeah.
we're leaving.
Run for the hills.
I got the stare down from her last night. I do not want that again. She is scary. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come back from the stables like as they're coming out of the house so we can
We'll meet outside.
go shopping.
I meet you in the
We all
doorway
dart
and
down
just
the
grab your
stairs and like book it out the back of the
spin
house.
you around and push. Nope, you're not going back in the house.
You just
I
watch,
have her bag with me.
you just watch them all like power walking out, like go, 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 go,
We're
go,
leaving.
don't stop.
what is happening?
We're still kind of sneaking out.
I mean, frankly, Thurston, if your mom wants us to babysit you for the next however long, it would be nice of her to fund our little trip, but I guess
She
that's a
already
different
is.
story.
Don't worry about it.
She
Did I
already
What
worry
does
is.
that mean?
All right, you guys.
Maybe I
all-
should be there for any future negotiations. Should probably be
Should we
there.
like get receipts at least so that you can keep a
An expense report? Yes, that would actually be helpful.
Actually, with how often you pull out the Nollard name as a favor, might be a good idea.
we'll make sure to
Get a
keep
ledger.
log. Yeah, we'll make sure to keep a log, little description, itemize.
Right. I'm not going to have an inheritance after this. Okay.
So, are we going to Gilmore's?
Yes. I think that was gonna be the first stop.
Great.
If we pass somewhere where I can sell rings on the way, even better, but if not, I can
Yeah, we can head out and then I'll keep our eyes open for a jewelry shop.
yeah.
All right, you guys mount your horses while who is holding the reins of the other horses as you guys travel? Because you guys got 2 extra.
We do.
Can't you like tie them on the side and like they'll just fall around? Isn't
Yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that in movies. Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
It's a real thing. And I thought I had rope to be able to do that.
I have rope.
I have rope as well.
No.
Okay.
How many extra horses are there? 3 or 2?
There's
Two,
2
right?
extra
Extra.
horses.
Since I have the proficiency thing, I can take one of them.
Okay. Since we do have 2 different types of horses, is it going to make a difference proficiency wise which one we ride, or is it going to be equally difficult?
It'll riding a horse by itself, like you guys can just do that. It's when you guys have to like take a hard left as the floor is like falling out from under you. That would require a skill check, and that's where the proficiency is going to come in. So like just riding a horse is fine, but if you like push the horse too hard during travel or anything like that, that is going to require some sort of check.
Okay.
The difference between the 2 types of horses, we have 4 draft horses, which are stronger and slower. Not necessarily stronger. They are hardier and slower than the riding horses.
Like Clydesdales. Kind of.
Um,
Not as
so
big, but
potentially-
like think Clydesdale
potentially
versus
hold
racehorse. Yeah, the
Not quite so drastic, but yeah.
not quite so drastic, but like similar, like
Yeah.
the
Farm
idea
horse
is there.
versus racehorse.
Yeah.
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 So luggage maybe on
Draft
the ones
horse.
that we're not using.
Yeah. Definitely.
So maybe draft horses for luggage
For now, yeah.
for now at least.
Well, yeah, my idea would be that each of us is riding a horse. One horse is the pack horse, and one horse is not
Fair.
carrying anything to rest.
Well, I
And
know how to
there's just
spare.
a rotation of which horse is resting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You guys make your way through the streets, having successfully escaped. Actually, just before you leave the grounds, like right at the gate, you hear the voice of Jules sort of peer out from like a bush near the gate, and just goes, "Young Master Thurston, might I have a moment before you depart?"
Dermot
Yes,
just
of
looks at
course.
him and says, "How do you do that?"
He's a fae, I'm sure.
I'm
of it.
working it out.
I'm simply one hell of a butler.
I look at Thurston. How does he do that?
I've been trying to figure it out for 21 years.
I lean over to Faraday. I'm like, he's creepy, right? Like, it's not just me.
No, super creepy.
I begin casting detect magic as a ritual.
I trot out the gate to make sure it doesn't like close before we can leave.
All right, how long does a ritual cast take?
As a ritual, it'll take me 10 minutes.
Okay. But Thurston,
Mhm.
Jules approaches you and says, "Young master, don't worry, I'm not going to impede your escape. I merely wanted to offer something for your journey. It's a lucky charm of mine." And he actually reaches under his shirt and pulls this gold chain with a beautiful sort of geometric gem, like a crystal. And he presents it to you. This, I would advise, in dire moments, this might come of use. It is my personal gift to you, as I've thoroughly enjoyed serving you and your family, and I sort of like to think of you as a family member of my own, so I thought I'd just take it. I don't know how else to keep flowering this up.
But thank you. That's incredibly generous. Are you sure you wouldn't need it? I feel bad taking. I mean, it is awkward. We do feel like family, but you are technically an employee. It's yeah. How do we continue to flower this up? Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Don't worry. I don't think I'll have any use for it, but perhaps you will in your journey. And he turns to the rest of you. Do take care of young Thurston, will you?
Of course.
And take care of yourselves as well. You gave my servants quite the night of fun while we were making dinner and whatnot. So feel free to visit anytime.
Thank you.
And he,
Only if you tell me how you do that.
I do what?
That always being right behind people and knowing when you're needed
It's
and already being there.
That's just the sign of a good butler. I suppose I don't quite understand.
Got my eye on you, Jules.
He gives a slight bow and he smirks a little bit, but he's genuinely giving off warm feeling. Just you see, he kind of looks a little sad that you guys are all leaving.
I return his smile with a smirk of my own.
If you'll excuse me, I have to go clean the vomit.
Right.
And he walks up the winding path back up to the manor.
Does he go through the door?
Has it been 10 minutes?
I would say no. I would say it's been maybe about 2 or 3, so you can still sit there and focus on doing the thing if you want.
No.
Okay.
If he leaves, then I give up on it.
Okay.
It's one of those things where we just watch him leave and try not to blink.
And I just turn to the rest of you like that. How did he know somebody hurled?
Oh, well, I mean, one of the other servants would have told him. They tell him everything.
I don't know about that guy.
He's always been like that. I thought it was normal. Is that not normal?
What did he give you?
I'm not entirely certain. He said to keep it on us and use it to forever in dire straits. But I don't quite know what it does. You two are much better at figuring that sort of thing out if one of you wants to try. Doesn't have to be right now. I know we're trying to meet Gilmore shortly.
Can I see it?
Sure.
Oh,
I think will have better luck than I will with that.
I cast Identify.
All right. You find, because I don't have a better name for it, I'm just pulling directly from Galaxy Quest. You find
Is
the
it
Omega 13.
Yeah.
When activated, this does require attunement,
Okay.
but when
Does it work
activated,
in, like the real Omega 13?
yes, it does.
Nice.
Where upon activation, time rewinds. Did I say sick? A full round of combat. So a full 6
Yeah.
seconds.
7 seconds. Not much time to do anything of importance,
Yep.
but maybe enough time to fix a single mistake.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So
Such
that
a
is my. I literally was like, it'd be really cool to have this item. What would I call it? Oh, it's like the Omega 13. I don't have time. It's the Omega 13.
Well,
It
you
is
kinda-
also once per dawn that you can use this.
Still.
yeah. I would assume it was like a one and done.
Could just like fuck.
No, you already established
said it.
it was once per dawn.
It's on the stream. Everybody heard it. Everybody heard it.
High or low roads?
Oh.
No, go fuck yourself.
Hi.
All right. I'm going to modify it slightly. I'll give
fair.
a compromise.
Once per week.
Tempting. 3 charges. That's it.
I hand it back to you.
I don't want it anymore.
It's not mine.
And the effect does you can target the creatures in your vicinity that also like are aware of what just happened. So you could target up to 5 creatures with that as well.
5 creatures. Okay. You explain this to Thurston, and he, like, every word you spoke, his eyes got bigger and bigger. I didn't know something of that nature even existed, and how would Jules have this?
Yeah.
You see,
Butler.
I got questions for that
That's how
guy.
he gets around.
Oh, if this is gonna make him not as good of a butler, I should give it back.
No, you shouldn't.
I mean, I'm sure that he's a good butler aside from any tricks that he might have.
Okay.
Plus, he's not wrong. I mean, everyone that we've talked to about where we're going has made a look and, commented about how terrible it is.
He gave it to you for a reason. If he didn't
Yes,
want you to
it's-
have it, he wouldn't give it to you.
Yes, I should honor the gift and its intention. Well, I'll keep that safe. And he kind of puts it on and like tucks it under his clothes. So but I mean, he is wearing like a little ascot, so he just makes sure the ascot is like kind of hiding it so that you can't really tell.
Accessories.
Ascots are.
Yeah, he was told that he couldn't carry a lot of stuff, so he just has like a fuck ton of like ascots and ties and stuff to like jazz it up a little bit every day so he doesn't feel exactly the same.
Oh, I really want him to unpack his bag at some point, and there's just like this entire entire thing of ties. All
Are
different
you having
colors.
an existential crisis that you can't decide what your one outfit is going to be, so you're wearing like 5 full outfits?
Right,
No,
Joey
you wear
from
the
Friends.
simple base
Yeah.
and then accessorize around the base. That's how you backpack through Europe.
Yeah.
Cadriel
Sorry,
just
I've
changed
never
the color of her
backpacked through
jacket.
Europe.
Oh,
I didn't know.
I have packed for a week-long trip in a backpack. Like a school backpack. That's how you do it.
That's crazy.
Mhm. Thurston
I
agrees.
bought a bigger
It's
backpack
crazy.
to do that.
Great. Well, you can't buy a bigger bag when you're in the middle of England and heading to Scotland for the week.
God, I want to do that.
I just took a bigger backpack with me when I went to Spain.
Well, I didn't think about that.
I just want to be able to like go places anywhere.
Right.
That'd be
Really?
nice.
Anywhere.
At this point, just
Although bringing an empty bag with you when you go.
Oh,
that you
it's
can
real smart.
send
Totally
back.
did that. We had to get
Oh,
another
yeah, that
bag
makes
for
life so
when we
much
were in
easier.
Greece.
So we arrive at Gilmore's, huh?
We do, yeah. Down the road and
You
right
do.
now.
we're spending this whole time. We're just talking about travel and how great it is.
You make your way through through the town to a large glamorous shop where if neon was a thing, you would see a big neon sign with big flowery letters that's Gilmore's Glorious Goods, where you can see what looks to be a sort of mascot, which is a unicorn looking fabulous. You can see that there are a couple of the posts where you can keep your horses for the moment. And kind of glancing through the glass windows, you can there are maybe 1 or 2 patrons sort of milling about. But you guys, tie off your horses and you step inside, and you can see all sorts of cloaks and pieces of armor. You see several like glass cases filled with jewelry, but each has a little card next to it with a different magical enchantment attached to it. You see all different sort of small decorative items all across the ceiling. Everything looks beautiful. Nothing is hung. Everything is just floating in place by some mysterious force. You can even see towards the back there is a small room with another little neon sign that says changing room. And you can see an older lady sitting behind the desk. She has graying hair, and she doesn't seem the happiest to be here, but she's sort of hunched over, got thick rimmed glasses, and she's just sort of like keeping track of the books as other people are just milling about. And she perks up as the magical bell tolls when you guys walk in. Welcome to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. Every magic wish is desire. How can I help you?
Your boss is gonna be here soon.
Oh, let me put on my happy face.
Just warning you.
She kind of eyes you, Faraday. You just feel like your boss is gonna be here soon. But she just goes right back to her book.
Alright. Figured I'd throw a woman a bone. Whatever.
Maybe that is
Well, I guess there's only so much you can do. He is expecting us.
I don't think he's here yet.
That's what they all say. And she just turns a page.
Okay, Roz.
That's exactly what I'm going for. I didn't want to do the full Roz voice because I don't blow people's ears out.
Has he arrived yet?
You see puffs of glitter anywhere?
No, we probably
I mean, they're probably coming off of
I-
me because I was just with him.
I do one of these at my jacket because I'm sure just being
Yeah.
in the man's vicinity, glitter's gonna get on you.
True.
Mhm.
What's
I do
funny
wanna
is you
see-
do this, and you can spot that there's a couple pieces of glitter, but they're like strategically placed like in the inseam of your coat. So like, yeah, you do this, but they go nowhere. And just as you're like, you hear a big as they coming out of the back room, twirling because it's Gilmore in his beautiful purple and gold robes in this big poof of glitter. Sort of stops turning and sort of leans on his counter, like, "Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Gilmore." Right, it's just you guys, and the glitter just dissipates.
Way to make us feel special. Thank
Insulting.
you.
Oh, we're on good first name basis. We're fine. This is what I do to attract new clientele.
Whoever's standing next to Thurston, he just kind of leans over. Is Gilmore not his first name?
It's
I have no idea.
Oh my god.
That social anxiety that you don't want to ask.
don't wanna ask.
Right?
Then you're fucked.
Exactly.
Because it's gone too long. It's been too long since the initial introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Way too long. Yep.
Now then, I believe that you, Dermot, had the sword you wanted to trade in. What sort of weapon suits you?
I draw the +1 longsword and set it like on the table or counter or whatever, and then I draw my plain rapier and say, if you had something closer to this style, I would certainly be interested in.
Take a look. Do we have any +1 rapier in stock here? I can't remember. I have so many locations. She goes, no.
Or, I mean, cloaks or robes that change their appearance. You know.
I see what you're doing. Do we have any rapiers? And she goes, no, you sold the last one last week. Decided to show up. Well, did you have coffee? Anyway, I unfortunately don't have any +1 rapiers available, but I could transfer this enchantment from the longsword to your rapier if you prefer. It would be a little bit of money, but I could do it.
What are we talking?
Well, a normal weapon with such an enchantment on it, typically I'll charge something like 1,000. But considering you're friends, and considering you have a businessman with you, and also you're supplying me with the original item, I would say 400.
We get a discount.
Did you factor? Yeah. 10%.
Well, yeah. Normally I charge.
I mean, that is a 60%
one
discount.
random
That's
person
a
like,
discount.
Yeah, but there were various factors in that, none of which were the 10% for being his, patrons, traveling group.
Did we?
the good friend first name basis discounted it at 50%. That is purely out of the good favor of my heart. The 10% was then factored in when I dropped it to 400.
Do we look like we have 400 gold, Gilmore?
I don't know. I don't assume.
Well, you would be welcome to keep the longsword as part of that trade. I do also have a set of leather armor that I could include.
Barbara, are you hearing the list here? And she's like, yes, I've already got the inventory. Go on.
As well as... and I pull out the Wand of Smiles and give it a long... a long full glance and say, as well as this, and I kind of twirl the wand in my fingers. a wand of smiles. And I lean in closer to Gilmore and whisper to him, it might help your staff's disposition. And I kind of give a side glance to his employee.
Make a stealth check. I'll do a.
That is a Miss Jackson. Dirty 20.
Oh yeah.
You beat her perception by 2.
Dang.
You present the wand, and he takes it. And...
I mean, not that I'm negotiating with her. I'm negotiating with Gilmore.
Right. He takes the wand, looks over at her, clearly not paying attention. Her nose is in the book, and does one of these.
The wand has 3 charges. It is a DC 10 charisma saving throw, or she is forced to smile for 1 minute.
You watch as her features stretch and her face contorts and her eyebrows are, and like everything from the nose up is just abject horror as she's like, what's going on? Oh, I like this.
Be careful not to use it too often. It may turn into a wand of scowls.
Ooh.
Which has its own potential for entertainment.
Tell you what. And he actually looks over at Thurston. What is your offer? And he'll put the wand on the countertop as Barbara's like trying to squeeze her cheeks shut.
Well, it sounds like we have several items in trade. The wand itself, some armor, the actual raw source material that you would have in order to do further enchantments, to produce new items to sell.
Sure.
Rhodes is trying to think of how much a wand of smiles is actually supposed to be worth and can't remember.
Make a
Arcana?
if you're like business oriented. I will say make an Arcana check.
17.
Okay. You venture that a wand of smiles doesn't quite make its way around a lot of enchanted libraries very well. But given that it's a rather rare enchantment, it's relatively harmless. You venture that could be worth about 125 gold.
Excuse me as I math. Like Thurston's like doing math. He's like,
Does he always draw on the air when he's doing math?
Yes.
He does.
It helps.
Not judging, just curious.
He doesn't want to just keep putting things on the family tab because his mother is really going to kill him. Like,
I mean, there's
send
an entire
people
horse
to.
family tab.
Yeah, he doesn't know that yet. You didn't tell him.
Nope.
Verity doesn't know any better. She doesn't know what that meant.
I like how he just also just didn't question at all. Like, of course they went out and came back with a bunch of horses. Like,
We
because,
traded 2 carts for them.
Yeah.
You know.
He's never bought a horse before, so he doesn't know how much a horse is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you go out and you go out and horses come back with you.
yeah.
It's 1 banana, Thurston. What could it cost? $20?
Look, y'all, Thurston shops at Whole Foods for all of his groceries, so I
You think
mean,
Thurston shops for his own groceries. That's adorable.
That's true. That's Jules' job. Well, he turns to look at to Dermot. You do not seem to typically use a weapon. Is moving the enchantment truly what you wish? Or is there something that you desire more? Are we putting our efforts into the correct place?
I do have armor. I do have other items of enchantment. I've got rings. I've got amulets, whatever you would like. Just know that I do still run a business, therefore I do have to.
Trying to profit, of course.
Exactly.
Well, I was under the impression that this longsword isn't anything that the rest of you would use anyway. But sure, let's see what else is in stock. Perhaps we can make a trade another way.
Well, by all means. And he leads you to the floor where you can see he's got next to the invisible clothes hanger, just with all sorts of cloaks, there is a small crate that just has all sorts of scrolls peeking up out of it with different wax seals attached to leather wraps. You can see that there is a small table with all sorts of wands that are laid out. There are some other smaller items. You see, a couple javelins. You see a circlet. You see, a nice little quiver of arrows. You see a bunch of different things. And he sort of turns back to you and says, "Well, tell me, what function do you serve when things get hairy?"
I instinctively move towards the clothing and the cloaks, and start flitting through them. Is there something you want me to roll, or what do I find?
You can see multiple cloaks. You see, there's a cloak of displacement. There's a cloak of protection. He has like 4 or 5 of them. I just can't think of the names right off the top of my head. Each of them, by the way, you can identify them due to the cute little tag coming out of the sleeve
They
that
all
you
have
just flip
tags.
over, and there's a gold price with a nice Gilmore logo. Which is what
it like a little
labels the item.
unicorn?
Yes. But that's essentially Cujo being like, "Hey, what kind of cloak would you want?" And I will see if Gilmore has the thing.
Local protection probably wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, probably a cloak of protection, or a cloak of elvenkind, or a cloak of billowing.
Look of billowing.
Oh god.
So Dermot. It's so Dermot.
So is. Don't they have is it a cloak?
Yeah.
Where you can change it, or no, it's robes that you can change into to look like anything.
I think it's a cloak.
Yeah, that's
There's
the
a
thing
cloak
that I
does it.
actually want, but Gilmore won't make me a set because that's what he wears.
I didn't say I wouldn't. I just said that it is an investment, and I can't just make these willy-nilly. I need to order the material. I need to make sure that I get the measurements. I need to make sure that I have a down payment for the enchantment. There's a business aspect to what I do, Dermot, that is not meant to discourage you. It's just meant to tell you that I like money and you should pay me money.
There is a cloak of many fashions. Oh, we should get that for Thurston. Then you would just have to have a cloak of many fashions. It's one cloak, so you would just have to carry one, but you can make it look like a bunch of different cloaks depending on your outfit.
Tina, you're thinking of uncommon glamour weave.
I'm looking at cloak of many fashions.
Yeah, it's in
That
his
is
amethyst.
one. Glamour weave gives you
His actual armor
Yeah, it's like an actual
that you can
armor
make
type
look
thing.
like anything. It's not
Right.
just
I'm totally gonna eat an egg roll in between
That's fine.
conversations. So you know.
Well, glamour weave is not armor. It's just clothing, but you can. It creates like illusions,
Mhm.
The glamour weave is closer to what Gilmore wears. Like mechanically, that would be closer. It also allows for adding a D4 for either performance or persuasion checks while you're wearing it. So that's more kind of what Gilmore wears, mechanically anyway. But yes, there is the Cloak of Many Fashions. I think a cloak, and like this is full Faraday. Like Faraday's not really like shopping. She's definitely just kind of like standing by the side, like just waiting for everyone to pick their stuff so we can go.
Cadriel's doing the same thing.
She's the husband with the purse in her lap, sitting in a chair, like just waiting, and like as Dermot's browsing this, just
Well, we can.
Cloak of Protection is probably gonna be better for you.
Yeah. Is one of those cloaks a cloak of protection?
Indeed.
Then I will take the cloak of protection off of its invisible hanger and throw it around myself, do a little twirl, and look at Faraday and say, "How does this look?"
Faraday,
Yes.
as you are looking at Dermot as he is twirling for a split second, as he's twirling, you think you blink and you think you see vines wrapping around him, but then you blink again and they're gone.
You look safe. I think that's gonna fit you better than a sword.
Then I turn to Gilmore and say, "Even trade, cloak for the sword."
Mm-hmm. Make me a persuasion check. Because I've actually got like a list here of what prices are for things.
A little bit more.
It's
Mhm.
a little bit more.
Do, do, do. 18.
All right, not to be rude, but how much money do you all have? I'm just curious.
I have 9. I have what, 9 gold?
I remember writing down the gold that we got from your guys' performance. We have like 106 gold.
Oh,
Unless
no,
we
sorry.
spent
As
that.
a party, we have 113 gold.
Oh, I missed some.
Roughly speaking, we have some Electrum and stuff in there too, but yeah, about 113 gold total, not including what people have on their person.
Faraday, she'll kind of step forward to Gilmore and say, she'll unhook the whip, the vicious whip,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll put it. We're not by the pile of stuff.
Mm-mm, no.
She'll unhook the vicious whip and hold it out. This and his long sword for the cloak.
You see, he studies you for a second. All right. I'd say that's a pretty fair trade. He takes the whip. You're sure?
I'd rather he be protected.
I turn to Faraday and say, "What about the wand? He kind of did already use one of the charges."
I would say this with the sword. Fair trade.
That's fine.
So the wand is yours, as much to my heartbreak as he looks back and finally face his... Oh, God. Damn it. All right. It's yours.
Thank you.
Of course.
I look to Dermot. Wear that always.
Oh, but I look so good in it, I'd never take it off.
That's what I want to hear.
He steps back to the counter and grabs the wand and the rapier and presents them back to Dermot.
And I take the rapier and say, anything you can offer for the wand and the armor?
I would say a total of about 130 gold. For both.
I'll get Arithia some supplies.
I mean, I
Uh,
have 2 rings.
I give him a smirk and I put an arm on the counter and say, 150.
I step away. Like Faraday like, oh, I'm out. I don't do the bargaining.
Because now this is a game to him.
God.
Before this game begins, rings, and he looks over at Arthea.
Yeah, I have 2 rings Cadriel picked up back in Whitestone. They're non-magical, but I was thinking they might be worth something, and I'll pull them out, and one is the gold ring, ruby in the center, flanked by 2 diamonds, and the other is just the plain silver, sort of ornately etched band.
He holds the 2 up and actually, I can use these. I can apply enchantments to them. So if you need to take these off of your hands, I'd be happy to pay you. If you want.
How much are they worth?
Well, this one, he holds up the silver one. So they're ornately inscribed. I would say it's a pretty penny. I'd say about 30 gold for this one. He holds up the gold one with the diamond and the red gem in it.
Ruby.
Thank you, Ruby. God damn it. It's like Monday all over again for me. This one's special, I can tell. I would add 100 for this one. Clearly this is, he looks at Cad, a wedding band of some kind. I won't ask how, but this clearly belonged to somebody who wanted to surprise their partner. So I would say about 100 gold.
I didn't steal it, if that's what you're inferring.
I would imply no. Barbara, did you say that? And Barbara's like, shut up, let me read, please.
That little bitch that shot me in Whitestone had it amongst her possessions. She thought she was going to rob me, so I took her gold bag.
Smart. I like that. Well, maybe now her partner is left without.
Sucks for her.
But yes, I would say for the 2 rings, I would pay 130 gold in addition to the. I believe I said 130 for the armor and the wand. But Mr. Dermot wants to learn how to haggle. He sits, and you just see his whole sits kind of like this, looking directly at you. And for the first time, it's poker face. Make me a persuasion check.
That is a 21.
He looks you dead in the eye, and you can't help but shake the feeling that he's like looking. Solid 5 seconds go by, and you just hold.
I just start thinking like nonsense, like bubblegum, dancing squirrels.
For what seems like the longest, most tense 5 or 6 seconds ever. All right, you have a deal. So that's 280 gold. Barbara, ring them up. Closes her book, puts it down, rises, and she trots over to the desk where there is a fully operational cash register because of course there is. And she types a few things into the register. There's a few arcane glows right at the front. Nice filigree, like Arathea and Dermot with your identification stuff. You're looking at this. This is purely magical nonsense what's happening right in front of the thing. It's entirely meant to be like, ooh. But eventually there's a drawer that pops open in front of her, and she reaches into a bottomless pit that's just presented in the drawer and pulls out a coin purse with a big G on it and just places it on the counter.
Of course it does.
Then the drawer closes. Remind me to have you pay for drinks next time you're in town. Now that you're hundreds of gold richer, I think it's pretty marvelous.
To be fair, we don't usually pay for drinks. Dermot usually just gets them for us for free.
That is true.
Now,
Tell your mother.
Gotten paid.
Speaking of which, tell your mother if she ever wants to branch into magical items, I'd be happy to work with another noble house if she'd have me.
I will pass the message along when she's speaking to me again. I'll pass the message along.
Right. Well, is there anything else I can interest you all in? Potions, I've got small trinkets, I've got Dust of Disappearance. That's a fun one.
You don't carry components, do you?
Of course I carry components. He reaches back behind the counter where there's a big purple and gold drapery, and he just takes the drapery and whips it, and you just see the biggest shelf with a bunch of different kinds of components.
Oh, God.
Tell me, what kind of components would you like?
So many. Where the hell's my list? Give up.
Travis would be shitting himself and like, why are you buying components?
Welcome to the life of a
He doesn't
wizard.
get to talk anymore.
Because if you lose your focus, then you're screwed if you don't have any.
It's true.
True story.
Oh my god, work is texting me. My god, you guys, it's like 8 o'clock.
Is there anything?
Mute.
Stop working.
No. Oh, molasses,
Hmm.
fat guano, sulfur.
Okay, I know what the other ones are for. I know what the molasses is for too.
Is that all that you need?
Paper, ink.
I mean, I have 2 jars of ink. Probably could do with some more paper. But
I'm not going
in
to.
terms of components, most of what I do doesn't require them.
The
Ooh,
dog.
that was
I heard the
Perfect.
donkey.
Perfect. But he is moving and grabbing, the small jar of molasses. He's grabbed back guano. He's, grabbed the other items here.
Oh, tiny crystal bead. I have crystal, but not in bead form. Not sure if that would work.
He waves a hand, and there's this jar
Tiny hat.
that's just filled with tiny beads, and one just floats through the air and lands in his palm. He places that next to the other components.
I think that's it. At least right now.
Well, all right. Well, all in all, this is components aren't nearly as expensive as the actual items themselves. So I'll say 7 gold.
I'll pull that out of my own personal.
Thank you. And he just sort of throws it at Barbara.
I wonder why she frowns all the time. Poor woman.
You just hear clattering as the coins land on the floor. And she's just like, I'm Not your wench. And she just starts picking up coins off of the ground. Is there anything else that I can interest?
I don't think so.
Nothing for me today, but thank you.
I look at Faraday and seeing the expression on her face, I turn to Gilmore and say, I think I'll quit while I'm ahead.
It's
For the
okay.
day.
If you need something, it's fine. We don't go shopping often.
You don't?
Leave it to Thurston to be the one in disbelief.
I think it's more that where we're going, you might not find a lot of shops.
Not like
Yeah, I
something.
just. But when you have the opportunity.
Don't need a whole lot.
Right. And he looks at his one bag. Just one.
Oh, Gilmore,
Yes,
do you have a bag of holding?
I do.
How much would... that's gonna be a lot, isn't it?
Well, let me see.
How
Hold
much-
on.
How much it is?
Pardon me, I'm looking through my catalog. He actually pulls out this scroll. He's unscrolling it, and then it like falls out of his hand, going and like winds around him. Where did it go? Bag of holding. Typically, I charge normal customers 5,000.
That's definitely more than 280.
Okay.
However, there is something else that I have that it functions similarly. It's a discount item. It is a haversack. Similar idea. That one I typically charge 2,000. So if you like, and perhaps you come into some money in your journey, these will be yours.
I think if we come into some money, we'll write you to keep one on hold for us.
Sounds good. Well, he actually he turns to the vicious whip, holds his hand over it, and there's a little shimmer as it slowly disappears from view, and there's this little golden dust that sort of emanates from the spot and then ends up in his hand. Well then, I do have to get back to Whitestone, continue my research and whatnot, but Barbara here can help you with any further needs, I'm sure.
Gilmore, please tell Marin I said goodbye.
I'm sure she'll be delighted. But yes, sure. And with that, he says, "Farewell, friends! Well, thank you for patronage at Gilmore's Glorious Goods." And as he turns, there's another of purple glitter, purple and pink and silver and gold glitter, as he just disappears into the back room.
No!
And as you look, Faraday, just similar to Dermot, where Dermot had a cup, your glitter is literally lining your clothes.
Shit.
That's not gonna come out.
I look ridiculous.
You look just fine.
You hear a
I kinda
snap.
like it.
I think it looks good.
You hear a snap, and the glitter just falls off of you as Barbara says, "I fucking hate the glitter. I did manage to steal one of these enchantments from one of his books. I've got you."
Thank you.
This explains a lot about Barbara.
I'd be fair if your job involved you constantly getting glitter bombed. I'd be pissed off too.
Real. I hate when
Yeah.
I mean, that is
I
entirely.
don't like it in birthday cards, man.
Right, I hated in retail when my boss showed up as it was. When my boss shows up with a glitter bomb and just goes, ta-da! And just sprays glitter across a fucking store. Fuck that. I'd hate him too.
I remember it was Christmas time. My brother was visiting, we had those glittery Christmas cards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I snuck up behind him. I took one while he was in the middle of a conversation. I turned it so the glitter side was down, and I held it above his head, and I just went,
Oh my god.
Oh.
And you're alive
You're the
to tell the
worst.
tale.
Yeah, right. I would have killed you.
And he still has glitter in his hair today.
Yes.
probably. He doesn't know about it, though. Nobody tell him. Internet,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him on Friday.
damn it.
Oh, I'm so gonna tell him on Friday.
But what would you guys like to do at this point?
I think. Are we good? Are we done?
I think we're done.
We are.
How do we handle the 150 gold that it takes to learn the spell?
Doesn't that just get It's
Well,
Just
it's
get
like
consumed.
the cost of things.
oh yeah, it's not like the gold gets consumed. It's just like it's the theoretical
Yeah.
cost of using all
Yeah,
the
it's a
components.
representative cost of your time, energy, and
Yeah.
materials.
So just deduct it from. Okay. Yeah, so we'll be 150 less.
That
Okay.
interpretive dance I call Dungeon Master with a mouthful of egg roll.
Are you sure we didn't just start spontaneously playing decisions and charades?
All right, I'm out.
That would suck. I'm out too.
Well,
Yeah. No.
God, identifying a monster out of the monster manual with charades.
I don't know what it would be. I was trying Beholder, but I don't have enough arms.
My first guess was going to be Scary Mime.
Actually, my first guess was Gilmore. I was like, it's jazz hands, right?
I was gonna say
Well,
I was going with some kind of like Broadway-esque.
Yeah, I was.
Jazz hands.
No, it would be a whole lot of this.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That needs to be, if we ever do like a big like in-person fun party stream, we need to do a decisions and charades.
It's gonna be so quiet.
Decisions and charades one shot. I'm bringing my my old standby, Jimmy Wong.
Robot is reminding us of rations. I believe I still have rations.
Yeah.
I have 10 days still.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think we're good. I think we were sent with stuff too. Didn't Jules send
Wait,
us with
isn't
things?
one of us a ranger?
No, none of
One
us
of
are
us
right.
No.
Who are you? Who are you with?
Am I thinking of one of like the 9 other D&D games I'm in?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Ranger. Get out of here.
No, remember,
that's
this
not
is a
the
game where
deal.
you guys don't have a tank.
Yeah.
And it's great.
I'm
Yeah.
the tank.
Mhm.
As opposed to the other game where we have no healer.
We don't
Yeah.
have one of those technically either in this one.
We have an
we
off
have
healer.
a Wand of Gilling and Dermot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dermot's single spell. It's true.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
We got potions.
It's totally
it's
fine, right, guys?
We'll have potion. We got potions. It's fine. All right.
It's okay,
Alright.
guys. I can just prestidigitation your wounds.
Jesus.
Wake up, take mending.
Yeah.
I feel like there
Robot,
would be some wicked scars.
Robot said for the rest of the campaign, whenever you roll a perception check, you know a bit of glitter somehow still stuck on your person.
Yeah.
All right.
Bullshit.
Periodically, you just have to roll stealth at disadvantage. The light
It's like-
touches it.
It's on me.
Takes over your hand.
It's glitter. It's not the claw.
No,
You
it's
can have
just
cursed
craft
glitter
herpes.
in D&D.
It's called Fairy
Dark.
Fire.
Dark Gilmore.
Dark.
Nugget Gilmore.
All right.
Bizarro Gilmore.
Okay.
Yeah,
We are leaving before Thurston's
We are
mother
leaving.
finds us and catches up
Yeah.
to us.
Actually, that's an interesting point because as you guys are
Oh, fuck.
getting on your way, and riding down the street, you can hear the sound of some Western shields
Uh oh.
that seem to be moving rather quickly in like the street, like they like just turn onto the street as you guys are to go onto the main road, but you definitely see them.
Autobots, roll out.
Going. Just keep going.
Yep.
Yep.
You
did the
guys,
gate.
I will say, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. You guys successfully leave Western. The large gates with the large city walls slowly disappearing behind you. And Thurston, you can't help but feel like, man, I wish I could have lingered a little bit more, but here we are. Pardon me while I look at a thing.
Guys, I feel like that could have gone better.
Our hand was kind of...
Forced.
Yeah, is that the word for it? Forced?
Sometimes, Thurston, you just have to let your parents be unhappy. And they'll get over it because you need to live your own life at some point, too.
I suppose.
She
All
cares
right.
about you,
Yeah, I mean,
clearly.
Well, yes, it wasn't necessarily something that I questioned, but it would have been nice to leave on better terms than we did.
Well, when we come back, you'll have another shot.
Sorry, guys. Give me a second.
You're fine, take your time.
How dare you?
You don't have everything in all of Dungeons and Dragons memorized? Oh, worst DM ever.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not
Hey.
Matt fucking Mercer.
Matt Mercer absolutely does not have every rule in D&D memorized. I know, because I've gotten to a point where watching Critical Role has become very difficult for me. Because I'm just constantly staring at the screen saying, that's not how that thing works. I don't think that's how that goes down.
Just gonna put it
It is
out there.
because he's the DM.
Yeah.
About 80% of everything I just had Gilmore not in any book, not in the thing. There's no card to represent. There's no
Nope.
spell to act the magical nonsense that was happening. The
Well,
poof
yeah.
and glitter, the cash register. Sometimes it's okay to just suspend a little bit. In critical moments, I get it, but like for the most part, it's what it is. What it is.
I didn't say anything.
Though I
You
really
are
like the
Dungeon
idea.
Master, the rules live and die in your mind.
Though I do really like the idea that Gilmore would dedicate the time and energy to creating a spell or modifying some sort of teleportation spell to also include glitter. Like, I just love the idea that he did that, and I
It's
have
like-
no qualms with it.
It's
Yeah.
like
I feel
it's like a
that's the thing, you
teleport
spend-
and fairy
You spend
fire.
a long time working.
Yeah, he like merged those two spells, and he spent years perfecting it, and now that he can do it,
He does it all the
hell
time.
Everyone
yeah!
thought it was something like super serious,
Mhm.
No.
and then one day he finally showed it off, and it was basically just a glitter bomb.
Yeah. Himself as a glitter bomb.
Very.
I mean, really, how is that different from casting teleportation on yourself and then quick casting pyrotechnics?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Less of a fire hazard.
You know, when we go back to Thurston's, if your sister wants to be more of a morning person, we could have Dermot start waking her up.
That no. No.
Are you sure?
While there's a part of me that
You don't
would
think
be-
I could do it?
Oh, I
Challenge?
have no doubt that you could do that. And I do think it would be hilarious to see my sister's reaction. But I don't want to see my mother's.
I wouldn't wake up your mother.
Her house is in the same, well, her room is in the same wing.
Uh-huh.
It's not that
Yeah.
big of a house, guys.
Yeah,
It's
and
like that big of a house.
It has two wings.
All right. So
Yeah.
you all set out on your travel. Just as a no, with the creepy sounds.
yes.
I
What?
don't like it.
Elk, cool. Just gonna this sound set stinks. All right, I will find a good ambient. In the meantime, there we go. We're just going to go back to the roll 20 for the moment. That's from Tabletop Audio. You guys set out on your journey. I'm going to need a skill check from everybody in the party. Everybody pick a skill that you are using to assist with the travel, as this is about a week's journey into some somewhat colder weather.
I'm gonna use animal handling to help guide the horses and
Okay,
keep them from getting too freaked out.
sounds good. Go ahead and make me an animal handling check.
7.
7. The first couple days are fine because you're still relatively close to civilization, but then the moment you start climbing north and you can see the landscape, with this still being like midwinter, the further north you go, the more snow on the ground you're starting to see. But at the same time, on the left side, which is going to be on the west side, you can just see the mountain range and see the looming shape of Gat Shadow in the distance. And you don't know if maybe it's the proximity, but after a couple more days of travel, you're noticing the horses are a little bit more difficult to get moving. So I'll say that as a result, it's going to add about 2 days worth of travel because they're just having difficulty staying focused and moving forward. Who's next?
I am going to roll performance, and my goal is to just try to keep morale high, try to cut the monotony of everything we're doing, primarily with my panpipes, as it would be difficult to play the violin on horseback.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a performance check.
That is a 22.
22. At first, I would say that people are a little thrown oh god, we're going to listen to music the whole goddamn time. But then Dermot sort of vibes and changes the tone and changes the melody, and it's actually quite pleasant to listen to. And it actually does help as the further north you're going, the vegetation starts going from more like pine trees and other trees very dying and whatnot. So it's starting to look a little bit more winter creepy-ish. So the music is helping. I will say for mechanics, the next skill check will have advantage.
Who wants to go?
Rhodes, see your face.
Go ahead.
Well, it's what is there still left that any of us are good at? Or do we give it to someone who's not really good at anything useful in this situation?
Why do you think I chose to contribute by rolling performance?
Let's go Cad, Faraday, Dermot, Posh Spice.
Yeah. Can he persuade the nature to be nice? Do you think, is that a thing? I'm just kidding.
You could certainly try.
But no, I don't have to go next. If someone actually knows what the heck that they want to do, please.
I'll go.
I mean, I could take perception, specifically both keeping an eye out if we're traveling alone on the road for any animals and or creatures that we might see or hear.
Okay.
We've heard that there are things that live up here, but also people traveling from the north down this way. I'd like to get an idea of what they look like, what their general demeanor is.
Okay.
See if we can get some kind of inkling how populated it might be up here and what types of people are in the area.
Okay. Is that the check that
yeah.
you give advantage to?
I guess, yeah, I could do it with advantage unless we want to I
Nope.
guess it's the next roll. So
Go
yeah.
for it.
Okay.
Oh, and if I spy any of the Shade Watch symbols on anyone,
All right.
since they're lapel badges.
Sounds good. Go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage due to
Oh.
Dermot's beautiful pan flute.
It is quite the jaunty tune. Ooh. 24.
Nice. So
Thank you, Dermot.
you, as you are traveling, you can see that there are some animal tracks, and you glimpse in the very far distance as you guys are moving that there's an owl bear with an owl bear cub, and they're sort of milling about. It's very clear they're hunting some prey in the distance. You can see other animal tracks a little bit off of the path, as now it's starting to go from nice worn down dirt path to there's a little bit of snow, and now it's starting to get a little bit rockier as it's a little bit less worn down. The people that are passing through, surprisingly, look to be merchants with carts, and they have a couple of armed guards at their sides. Nobody that's like Gilmore level ostentatious, but you can definitely just tell that there was a tinkerer that went to town. There was a person who was selling mining equipment, like that sort of stuff. And what you do also notice is that there's nobody that's not a merchant or very clearly like a traveler that is leaving Jorn Village. You don't see any Shade Watch symbols. You don't see anybody else that's clearly like, we're picking up and moving. Like, it's almost like this is more of a business road than it is like regular civilians moving back and forth.
So it'd be more like Joran itself would be kind of a business hub and things would come to / leave from it.
Given the knowledge that you picked up in the library, with this being a silver mine town, this is definitely like when they found the new silver vein a couple years ago, this became a big popular spot despite the danger of the surrounding area. So yes, there's going to be a whole lot of business going on. There's a lot of different merchants and whatnot that have set up shop in Jorn Village because they realize that there's a whole lot of profit to be made here.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out as we continue heading north, just in case at some point I would assume we should pass Shade Watch. I mean, assuming they're still patrolling around the area.
Right.
But
Faraday and Thurston.
Okay.
Okay.
I will do survival because my armor gives me advantage.
Okay.
Basically, because we're traveling by road, there's not a whole lot of like traversing, like normal survival would give me like traversing through forest and stuff. So it's gonna be more like keeping an eye on the weather and trying to like navigate that or warn the group if I see anything like that, or even just kind of seeing like Erthia saw the owlbear and the owlbear cub like hunting, like kind of trying to see, keeping an eye out and kind of determining like hunting patterns and like stuff like that, and like animal patterns too, in terms of like threats or anything like that too.
Sure.
yeah, let me know if the weather's gonna turn bad because I can put up the hut before it starts to pour sleet on us or something.
Nice.
Sleet is awful.
Yes, it is.
I'll take a 19.
19. As you are keeping an eye on the wildlife around you, the more and more at this point, you guys are day 6 or day 7, so it's definitely closer to the end of your journey to Jorn Village. You on your way up here, there was definitely birds. There were owl bears. There, I think you might have seen like a distant displacer beast or something like that. They're just hunting, living, doing their own thing. The further north you go, the less and less you're seeing of evidence of wildlife and more claw marks in the snow. Very large swaths of movement that has just left imprints in the snow itself. And as you are also keeping an eye on the weather, you do know that there is going to be a snowstorm coming soon. You would expect within the next day. So the last day of your travel could very well be quite difficult to make it through.
Okay. I'll let the group know that we're gonna probably be coming up on some really bad weather. Whether we make it to Jordan Village first or not, who knows? But
I guess we'll have to decide if we want to try to beat it.
mm-hmm.
Well, if we have the hut, it might be better to not try to beat it. Don't want to lose any horses if we can avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
Can the horses fit in the hut?
Nope.
The horses will not fit in the hut.
Yeah,
Mm.
so they would have
So-
to stay outside.
We can find somewhere that is a little more protected, perhaps off in the trees.
I'm a little worried about those.
We're not really going to have a choice.
Thurston. Hi.
Thurston actually wants to do, because he's been reading and hearing so much about this town, and its shadiness. Anytime they pass by someone, he wants to not necessarily grill them for information, but kind of just do an insight check to just kind of get an idea of like what their experience was like. So he
Okay.
has like current first-hand information as to what to expect, not some journal someone wrote however long ago.
Sure. All right. Go ahead and make me an insight check. I like that.
I was stretching.
No,
That was
that's
good.
really
No, it's a good one.
24.
Jesus. With goddamn 24. You gather that the merchants who are making their way out of the town satisfied. Especially in the first couple of days when you were really hitting the trail. You can see that their behavior shows that they're glad to be away from the danger area, but a lot of them are happy. There are maybe one or two people leaving that have a little bit of a sour expression on it, but it's difficult to really be able to pinpoint why specifically. But there are a couple of people that definitely left with a chip on their shoulder.
Okay. But it seems like it. Oop,
Whoop,
Oh,
uh-oh.
That's bad news.
that's
Uh-oh.
not great.
we
Uh-oh.
didn't even have any warning.
We didn't.
Uh-oh. Robot.
Come back.
So 7 days of rations used.
Oh, what's my name right now? If when we move, all the names move.
you're still
I
here.
don't. I don't remember what it was. I didn't catch it.
Darn it.
It ended up being fine.
Yeah.
I'm Dermot now, and Sam was the... Okay.
And I'm back.
God, that would be hilarious. If it ever happens, we have to quickly look at what the names are and be like, all right, Sam, run with it. You're the DM right now.
Which sucks because it would probably always be me.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
You guys rest, and the morning of that last day comes. Now, what's your plan? So the storm hasn't rolled in yet, but looking in the distance, Faraday's check, looking in the distance, you estimate maybe in an hour or two, the snow's going to start coming down.
I think it's better that we prepare instead of
Mhm.
trying to beat the storm and getting stuck in it.
Agreed.
Scout some place that we can maybe has a little bit of extra shelter for the horses.
Could
Yeah,
you? What's
perhaps. Is there any water nearby that we can kind of make sure that the horses are able to?
I mean, we can.
or even like the environment around us? Like, are we in forest, mountain?
You guys are in loose forest. A lot of the trees that are alive are pine trees. The other ones are completely bereft of leaves. You can see, a couple larger rocks sort of jutting out of the ground. Make a anybody who's looking for water, make me a perception check.
Can I look for a really large pine tree
Yeah, ones that we could potentially.
set up underneath?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception.
Can I assist Arthur with that?
Sure. Yeah.
You have
What I
higher
think.
perception than I do, so just take the 2 dice.
Okay.
What'd you
8.
get, Faraday?
8.
Not
Yeah.
seeing any water sources.
I'm
I
too
mean,
busy looking at the sky.
yeah, it's a little unnerving. You know, it's not just by yourself or with German. Now you have horses and other people. Now you gotta kind of like
Mm-hmm.
hunker down, figure out what the plan is.
Yeah.
Arathea and Cat.
24.
Damn, you're 24s. You guys do end up finding a large pine tree that is sort of nestled about 20 feet or so from a large sort of like, I don't want to say like mini mountain, but like a large enough rock that leads into the mountain range itself. It is on the west side, so it's a little eerie looking at this tree and then looking kind of behind it and seeing, you know, barely hidden amongst the clouds, the peak of Gat Shadow staring down at you. But looking at the base of this pine tree, you see that not a whole lot of snow has made it underneath. So this could feasibly work.
Well, so okay, I don't know. Okay, what I was thinking of was like a really huge one that we could get the horses safe in, and then
Yeah.
put the dome right at the outside. Is that what we found?
See if we can maybe tie them up. Unless we think they'll be fine.
Yes, you did. You actually found an abnormally large pine tree.
Large tree that just doesn't start. The branches don't start until a little further up.
Yeah. And also, like, the spot that you're looking at is on a little bit of a hill, so like the bottom branches kind of branch out, and there's a nice little area to kind of hang out in.
Maybe considering you mentioned claw marks and such,
Mhm.
Faraday, maybe just take a quick look around the area and make sure there isn't anything that might suggest other beasts also like to weather storm.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll
Go ahead.
scout around as well and try to make sure that we're good.
Okay. So then Faraday and Cad, since you guys are looking and kind of scouting around for wildlife or nearby things, I would say make a survival check, either each of you separately or one can assist the other. Entirely up to you.
I get
What's
advantage
your
anyway.
On survival?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a +0, so
Oh, okay, then I'll just do it.
so you take the advantage.
Arathea, Thurston, and Dermot. What you guys doing?
Still not great.
So Thurston has kind of a. He's looking around like he's trying to figure out like how do we make sure we're all safe from the snow, and do bedrolls zip together like sleeping bags?
Well, for us, I'm gonna throw up a shelter.
The dome.
Right, but can we make a shelter for the horses out of our bedrolls and rope?
Oh, you mean like put it, like hang it up and create a sort of like a tenty type thing?
Well, I
Yeah.
believe that.
We found the tree.
We could use that to.
But can we improve upon it?
Yeah.
True.
Christian, that
A
was a
bedroll
14.
consists of bedding and a blanket thin enough to be rolled up and tied. In an emergency, it can double as a stretcher. So the bedrolls aren't really sleeping bags; they're just blankets.
You can
That
say
would
Probably
keep some
either
more of the
wool or
snow
burlap.
Well, we could
It
put
would-
up a couple of them to.
But we-
keep.
Yeah, I mean, we could try and craft a makeshift shelter. Even just something to block some of the wind once the storm rolls through,
Mm-hmm.
and then light a fire.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you and I can get started on that.
Maybe if we're gonna light a fire, I would like to start like collecting rocks to make like a little lined hole so we're not, setting fire to our shelter tree.
What?
Real quick, Faraday.
Yeah.
You said your total was 14?
Yeah.
Okay. Taking a quick little mini scouting thing in your surroundings, you don't see anything that really stands out to you. other than you can tell that there was a fairly recent snow that did come through this area prior to you guys arriving. So you can see like little like divots in the snow, but nothing that's concrete like this is a handprint, like that sort of thing. It's clear that the recent snow kind of masked some of the movement
Okay.
in the area.
All right. Yeah. I'll return back to camp with Cad and something, but there was snow through here. It's hard to tell if anything is like what we were seeing. That dome of yours will help, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should just assume that at any point something could come through.
We'll just keep watch.
Yeah.
So we're just hunkering down for the day until the storm blows through.
I think that's
Yeah,
better
or at
than
least
anything else.
Hunkering through the storm as much as we can.
It would
I
give the
will
horses
have
a good rest and us. We've been riding for
A week.
A week.
I will have to recast our shelter every 8 hours.
Hopefully the storm will be done by then. We can get a couple miles in before we have to rest again for the night.
Yeah.
All right. And Thurston starts to try to he's trying to like figure out how to rig a bedroll to the tree and somewhere else, but he is trying.
Attaboy.
I like it.
Is there another nearby tree?
That is the size of the one that you're...
Just any
Under?
other nearby tree?
Yeah, there was like three
With there-
others, maybe about 12, 15 feet away.
Okay. Then what I would want to do is I would want to take all of our rope and tie at minimum one line, probably 2 or 3 lines between 2 trees. And then take logs or branches or blankets and pretty much create like a lean-to shelter. Just build a wall against these ropes to block the wind.
Okay. I
So
would
that we
say...
have a wall on one side, and then we have our dome on the other side.
Okay. I would say make a... I like that. I'm going to say make a survival, given sort of the nature of the thing that you're trying to do.
Is anybody helping me with this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't say Thurston's helping well, but he's helping.
Trying.
Well,
So you tell me where to put this.
I will accept Thurston's help if it'll give me advantage. Not great. That's 10.
You think you have set up a pretty decent wall. You're satisfied with the ties that you've secured these things together, that you think, it'll survive. This will help, definitely.
Okay. Because what I'm thinking is I'm building a triangle. With our big tree is the point. We have the wall coming off one side, and then the second side of the triangle is the dome. And then in the middle, I'm going to build a fire.
All right. Pardon me while I influence the map that I made to make the shit happen. Huge shout out to Incarnate, by the way, or the awesome map maker, because this situations like this where I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and change up how things look and all that. It's easier to do in this sort of way with this map maker. So just to understand, so you've got the big tree and 2 other trees, and you're making like a wall in between one of them. Or between 2 of them, I should say. Yeah, just so I got a teeny little reference here. Make sure I got the right thing.
Nope, that has writing all of it. Maybe this.
I feel like as you're trying to like draw this out, this is basically the equivalent of you trying to explain to Thurston, no, you have to put it here. Don't you understand what we're trying to do? And Thurston's like, no, I don't. I thought I could just make a tent out of a bedroll.
To be fair, Thurston probably could have made a tent out of a bedroll. It just might not have held up very well.
Well, the blankets from the bedrolls are part of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't get the whole picture. But he'll do what you tell him to. He tried.
Can he imagine what a tent? Like, what is his image of a tent? He doesn't camp.
Okay.
Yeah, he's seen a tent before.
That's what I'm
Show.
trying to do.
Okay.
We
Got
have
it.
2 trees, a wall formed between them, the dome on the other side, and a campfire in the middle.
Got
So
it.
the wall and the dome are kind of acting as wind barriers so that the fire doesn't go out.
Got it. I can do this. And by I mean, yeah, I've had this prepped.
I will at some point start like
wall of bedrolls. I mean, gosh.
I will at some point start sort of like getting the horses situated, like taking off their saddles and leading them into the tree so they can get settled before it starts getting nasty.
I'll start, I guess, clearing ground where I'm going to be putting up this dome. Because once I'm in it, and once it goes up, I can't leave it.
Okay.
Do a little shuffle, mark off the radius.
Build the fire close enough so that Arthea can feel it too.
Oh, I can
But she
set
sits in the
temperature.
entrance.
Yeah, the dome is temperature controlled.
Yeah, no, I can.
We don't need the fire for us. We need the fire for the horses.
All right.
And you can like see out this dome, right? Or like open a door or something.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you guys can.
We can
leave
walk
it. I
freely
just
through it.
can't. So if anyone needs to go out or check something or check on the horses, they can go out and back. And I can set the temperature. I can also set the opacity and sort of the coloration to make it look at least a little bit closer to the stuff around us.
Yeah, I would
No.
suggest just making it transparent from the inside and the outside so that the horses can see us. I'm not really worried about, wolves or other predators out here because they wouldn't be able to get through the barrier even if they wanted to.
Make sure you save it as a PNG so the quality stays intact.
Listen.
And,
The amount of dedication I have to this goddamn encounter.
Encounter? What encounter?
What?
I didn't.
What? As you
No,
guys-
an encounter wasn't part of our plan.
No.
We're just building a shelter to wait out this storm.
Yeah.
As you guys are getting the remaining setup done, the snow starts to fall. At first, for about 20-30 minutes, it's the nice, like, oh, it's pretty snow. And then you start seeing the snowflakes get thicker and they start really coming down. And even though it gets in your eyes a little bit. And even though you can hear the wind and all that, you can't help but just kind of sit and take in, like, it's kind of beautiful. It's covering up the creepy trees. It's, it's just this teeny little moment of peace right before you guys kind of finish setting up camp.
Do we hear other wildlife in this area now that we've kind of settled into it?
Make a perception check. Sure. Okay. Now I want you to pretend that the horses are totally there.
They are. They're totally there.
8. No, not 8. 8 plus 5. 13.
13. You can hear the occasional far-off bird, but other than that, you don't hear a lot of other wildlife in the area.
Is it creepy quiet or is it just snow quiet?
It's just snow quiet right now. You
Okay.
don't get any sort of vibes.
Not that
Yeah,
too
that's
quiet where
fine.
it's like something should be making noise that's not.
Right. I did my best to recreate, by the way, the wall thing and where your campfire is and all that.
Looks good to me. Does that put the dome over here or over here?
How big is the dome?
It's
I think
20
it's a-
feet across, so 10-foot radius.
It's a 10-foot radius.
Okay, good. So I can do this. And I want you to pretend, again, use your imagination, that it makes sense, but that is,
Oh,
and that I believe is set. Yes,
Yeah.
Arthea, you can actually manipulate that circle as
Yeah,
much as you want.
So we wanted it. Actually, since I was in the process of setting up, which direction is the wind coming from?
The wind is coming from this direction, the top left.
Okay.
so
Cujo, I
I'm
can't.
just
That'd
having
be-
one of
it's
those.
blowing
I'm having
this
one of those
way.
moments of like, all right. So at some point during the storm, the wind usually switches. So
I mean,
put it on
ultimately,
the
it's
other
not-
side.
It's not going to matter for us, will it?
So do we want it this side or do we want it hanging out over here?
I mean, I don't think it matters, right? Where the
not gonna
wind
matter.
is, where the dome is.
It
It's
doesn't
not
matter
going
for
to
us.
matter for us because the dome is temperature controlled, but it's
Mhm.
going to matter for the horses in case the fire goes out.
Yeah, it's basically to try and block the wind from the fire as much as possible for as long as possible so that
Well, I think that where you have it then is probably.
Yeah, it's fine.
okay,
That's fine.
dump it down here.
Cujo, I can't see Tina's nameplate.
So,
I can't see Faraday's
I
nameplate.
can't see Dermot's name. Or no, I can't see Faraday's or Arthea's actually.
Why is it always
Yeah.
me? It was me on Monday too.
all right.
Look.
Is that where it's going to be placed for the moment?
Yeah, I think we just like bleh. I was trying to get myself, but I couldn't.
No, I thought
But we'll move our peoples once
Yeah, we'll
we
move our
know
Yeah,
where
you
it
guys can move
is.
your characters as much as you want.
yeah, I thought we were putting it over here where it was.
Yeah, I thought we were putting it
Oh,
like
okay.
right there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Now I can get.
Here's what I'll do. I'm going to move that circle to the map layer. Boom. Now
There you
you guys can.
Perfect.
Oh,
All right. Can everybody see Dermot's nameplate?
yes.
Yup.
Yeah. Can't see Faraday's. Or Arthea's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's okay. They changed shit in Roll20, and it
Yeah.
pissed me
Yeah.
off so much Monday. I was like, I don't care. Actually, that's not true. I fixed it because it
You did
bothers me
fix
if I
it.
can't see them.
Meanwhile, I copy your tokens and put them over here with my master token list where all the settings are already set and ready to go. Cool.
Sorry,
Done.
Cujo.
You're good. I'm just kidding.
We're on what? We're on day 9 of this trip, right?
No,
I
I
thought it was
think
day
this is day
7.
8.
Day 8? Okay.
Day 8.
Day 8.
Because the horses being a little skittish added 2
It's
days
2 days.
to your travel.
Okay, so we're on like the second to last day,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Cujo, I will be asking you that because I am keeping track.
You're good.
Yeah.
I only know because Robot's keeping track.
So he's our note taker?
Apparently.
Cool.
No, only to give us crap about rations.
So do we think that in the 8 days of travel thus far, I would have had time to learn and add Fireball to my spellbook?
I would say
Takes
yes,
6
because
hours.
I'm assuming that you guys are stopping to camp for the night.
Yeah.
I'd say that would
Yeah.
probably be the best time to do the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would have probably done a couple hours a night maybe for the
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'd say
if
you've
not,
got
you've
it.
got all day now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. It's mostly whether or not I would have it prepped as of this morning.
Mhm.
I would
If
say
I had-
yeah.
if
If
I
you had
had the
learned it
option
before
to.
today, sure.
Yeah, this is not the first time we've camped.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will be
So
back in just a
we're
moment.
adding things that I didn't have previously. Didn't want to just stick spells up there.
All right.
These things seem to go boom.
At this point, it is approaching, or no, I said it was the morning, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, at this point, it's about noon or so, and the snow is continuing to pile all around. Now, mind you, the dome does help in keeping yourselves and the horses that are totally in there safe and warm and all that. Give me a second.
The horses
Arthea.
are outside.
Arathea,
Mhm.
as you're sort of settling in, you hear the all too mysterious twig snap in the distance.
Just kind of sit up straight and just like automatically go shh, even if nobody's actually saying anything.
Everybody watches Arthea shoot up and quiet everybody down.
Which direction? Or could I even tell, actually?
You got the impression it was coming directly north.
Directly north. Just kind of point. I heard something.
You want me to go look?
Mm. Maybe I'll walk to the edge of the dome and peer out.
Okay.
Can I see anything from there?
Make me a perception check.
$18.
18. You peek out and you can see, obviously you see through, under the trunk of the large pine tree, and you can see, the snow continuing to fall down, but you do see not too far from your camp fur, gray, almost the color of the snow that is slowly moving through.
Something's things walking up, stalking. Furry wolf, maybe?
This
Might smell the horses.
Probably does.
I can try and scare it away.
I can go with you.
I don't have to go far.
Yeah, don't go far. Be careful. How heavy is it snowing right now?
It's mechanics wise, if you try to look beyond this image, you will have disadvantage because it's snowing pretty goddamn hard.
Be careful out there. It's easy to become lost.
Okay. I'm going to step out. Can I stand underneath the pine tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say that if you're in those squares, that you'll be under the pine tree, and any movement won't have any issues.
Okay. I'm gonna stand there, and knowing the direction, I'm assuming make a perception check real quick.
Sure. I'll say knowing the direction, go ahead and make it with advantage.
I'll take the 19 on the die, 23.
Ooh.
Okay.
And it's okay, these rolls aren't gonna be great in about 5 minutes anyway.
As
Get them all out now.
Yeah.
As you kind of move under the pine tree and sort of move just around the trunk to get a good look at whatever it is Arthea saw, you can see the same gray fur is attached to a large, sort of wolf-like creature that has large claws with a growling snout, and it locks eyes with you, and you hear this loud rumble coming from its throat.
I followed Faraday, so I said I
Okay.
was going to go with you.
Sure.
Do you need me to make my own rolls for anything?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check. With advantage, just because.
22.
You also see this large hulking beast. Faraday, what are you doing?
Does it look like
Where's it?
the?
Right here?
No,
No, it's further up.
I'm going to move it to...
Okay. Does it look like the werewolves?
no.
Or does it looks it's on all fours?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast. I don't want to hit it. I want to hit like right between the middle of its front paws. Like
Okay.
I want to scare it.
Okay. Make me an intimidation check.
I kind of had the exact same idea.
Okay. With my +0, I can certainly try. Oh, that's a 2. Told you that was gonna suck.
You conjure the blast, and it fires, and it hits right in the spot where you want, and it hops up a little bit, and then it looks down, and then it looks back up, and lets out a snarl,
Ah,
and you
shit.
hear another,
Oh,
another,
shit.
another, and you hear loud movement coming through the snow. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Fuck. Sorry, guys. Of course, on that advantage, I rolled an 18 and a 19. Couldn't have saved one of those.
14.
I'll take it.
I'm going to do the thingy. What? Oh, got it. Stupid roll 20. There. That. So go ahead and fill in your initiative scores.
5.
I will for these things. Also, I'm going to turn on some battle music, because that's how this works.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to use Sirenscape. Assuming it's got...
Guess that means I gotta open Sirenscape.
I mean, if you
Kind
want
of
to hear the
forgot
music.
about it.
Sure. Battle of Wolven Pass sounds good.
Apropos.
Sounds
No, that's like a
appropriate.
army sort of thing. Displacer.
Oh, that was some 80s
That
drum
got
beats.
real serious.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
I turned down the master volume a little bit just because that scared me just a touch. All right.
For a second, I thought you had turned on Phil Collins.
I know, I was like,
Tarzan.
here tonight coming on.
Hell yeah.
So, am I still supposed to be hearing rain?
That's a good
I
question.
think it's just the static of the song, isn't it?
Last time music, dark wind chime, displacer, reverse piano, armor, holding drum hits.
Wait, I think it's gone
I don't
now.
see any rain.
Okay.
Roll 20
I
is
think
still
it's
on.
just-
Oh,
Is
Winterwood.
still on?
Got it. There, turn that off for you.
It's not a big deal. I didn't know which one you were pulling
No, it's
from.
fine.
So.
We know how you feel about rain.
I like rain, asshole.
Second.
Oh, I really wish I had hit. Okay. Hey, we rolled pretty well. Damn,
Yeah.
kids. Good job.
We did.
I roll like Ashley Johnson on initiative.
All right.
Which is funny because you're a fucking rogue.
What did I hit?
All right.
I have
So
advantage. Besides, I rolled all those natural 20s on Sunday and fucking fucked
true.
you guys up, so I don't have any good rolls left in me.
That's true.
Yeah, you have, so basically you got.
first up, we got Dermot. You see
All
a
right.
hulking org in front of you in the snow.
I will just say to the group, they probably came smelling the horses. As long as we put up a good fight, they shouldn't give us too much a problem. They're probably just looking for an easy meal. And I will use Mantle of Inspiration. As a bonus action, I spend 1 use of my Bardic Inspiration to grant 8 temporary hit points to up to 4 creatures I can see that can see me within 60 feet.
Nice.
So that's all 4 of you.
Beats.
Each creature can immediately use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking any attacks of opportunity.
Bless you.
An 8.
So
8 temp hit points.
8 temporary hit points,
Jesus.
and you can immediately use your reaction to move up to your speed.
Okay.
I don't like what I'm seeing happening, Joseph.
I'm putting the horses down.
Those
I
are
shared
Oh,
some
those are the
earlier.
horses.
I thought those were my wolves.
Okay. I was like, oh, they keep multiplying.
Those
Oh,
are
Lord.
horses. And they got real close real fast. No, they're horses.
Yep.
The horses just their eyes turn red and just turn to you and stand on their hind legs.
That's scary
Zombie
sounding.
horses.
Don't joke about that.
Wait, I thought we had purchased war horses. You're saying we purchased were horses?
Oh my god. Why am I this?
Okay, so we can move, Dustin.
Yes.
All right.
Use your reaction if you wish right now to move up to your speed.
I'm gonna put this out there now.
Oh,
Unless you are just real quick. So the under the pine tree, you're good. Okay.
okay.
And in the dome, you're good.
Okay.
If you move through any other snow, because of how hard it's been snowing, it's going to be considered difficult terrain.
Okay. 15. So this right here, this square next to Cad would be difficult.
This one right here, I'll say that one's fine. When it's like snow proper, I just put the Mercer.
That's fine.
So that's fine. That's
I only
basic.
need to get there anyway.
All right. So Dermot, you use your inspiration.
Yeah, that was my bonus action.
Okay.
I removed so that I could go through / under the tree, so I didn't go outside.
You're good. I picked the Displacer Beast battle sound
Oh,
set.
shit.
Ironscape. Any DMs or people who are just into ambient fantasy noise, go ahead and get some. It's a free download. Any sound sets you get are a couple bucks, but they are super nice.
You picked the Phil Collins battle music.
Did you guys see the video of the guy holding a puppy and making him do the drum beat?
No.
Oh my god, it warms my heart every time. I might bomb you guys with that video.
That sounds
Okay.
amazing.
Please do later.
For my action,
For my first trick.
For my first trick.
I am going
Why
to.
am I having a problem here?
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray using only 1 charge from my Wand of Scorching Ray.
Okay.
So I do that. And I am going to cast it at the one creature that I can see.
Okay.
That is a 13.
13 to hit.
Yes.
That will just hit. All your
Excellent.
damage.
Oh, God damn it. That is 4 points of fire damage.
Hey, 4 points is 4 points, bud. You sort of peek around the trunk of the tree and you hold the wand out and you fire the scorching ray and you see it singe some of the on one of its paws as it snarls and growls, drool coming out of its mouth in ferocious anger. Anything else? Do you want to move at all, or are you good?
Is there space between where I'm standing and the center of the tree that something would be able to pass between us?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say, actually, that's a good thing. Let me draw that real quick. I'm going to draw a little box so you guys can see where the trunk of the tree is. Because this is Minecraft world. I'll say right there is going to be the trunk of the tree.
Okay. Then I'm actually going to stay where I am.
Okay. All right. Up next we have Thurston.
Okay. He turns to Arthea. Can I cast from in here?
No, you'd have to leave to cast, and if I stay in, you can return, but I won't be able to cast at all.
Yeah, Arthea, unless we want the dome to disappear, Arthea is useless in this fight.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
You just learned Fireball.
I mean, I can drop it. I can read.
Yeah, we can recast
She's
it.
like,
Oh,
bitch,
Yeah, I can
please.
She's like,
recast
that's
the
a
dome.
ritual,
That is-
motherfucker.
Yeah,
You
in
know,
my
I love
brain,
it as
Arthea
you're-
like smoothed out her eyebrow and went, "You swear."
I love that as you were saying, like, oh, I can drop it. You did this, like, thing.
She just gave you her New York attitude. This
Yeah.
is what I
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Right.
But yeah, we cannot cast it it's basically either we have a shelter that people can return to if they need to, if they're not feeling too well. But I won't be able to do anything while I'm in it. Because I can't cast through it. So
Okay. Then he will take a couple of steps forward. So
Okay.
he's just outside.
Okay.
And then he's going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
That wasn't 16.
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yay. That is 9 points of damage.
Nice. I totally just drew a goddamn box on
Cool.
thing. Instead of,
That's where I hit him.
And then you moved him. Were you doing good?
that firebolt sails through the air. Faraday, you feel this heat pass right by your head as a firebolt surges past you and hits the creature right in the chest. And you definitely hear it yelp a little bit as it recoils from the...
And then Thurston, since it's still up, he's gonna just take a step back. You know, if she takes it down later, that's fine, but while it's there, he's gonna use it.
All right.
he just goes back in, rubs his hands together.
That is sound logic.
All right.
Well, yeah, you better get what warmth you can in the next 6 seconds.
Arthea. It is your turn.
Yeah. We heard other wolves in the distance or some kind of howling.
Yep.
Same direction.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, you get this direction, and this direction.
Everywhere.
Yep, they're coming for us. It called its friends.
One might say that they are clever girls.
Yes.
Yeah, Ked, you're gonna lose your sparring partner in about a second. Because we just left all the squishies behind.
It's fine. All right. Then yeah, I'm gonna drop it.
Okay. I will keep it there for the moment, just so, like, mechanically, I'd say I'll say like 10 rounds, because it still takes a little bit for. Okay. That area is free to travel in without any difficult terrain.
Sweet.
Okay. And that borders sort of the tree area, so we have a little bit of space that we can.
Yeah.
All right, so to drop that, going to not zoom out on my map like that. Wow.
Meow.
Ooh. And I'm going to cast Ray of Frost at the one wolf that I can see.
Okay.
Which I believe, let me just check the distance on 60. That's fine. And that is 7 to hit. Which should hit at 21 to hit. Thumbs up. And I get to roll 2 dice now, which is very exciting.
Oh my
Go
god.
up your nose.
No, it was close. Seeing Sam do the last second like head bang, that got me.
Is 9 cold
9 points.
damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Solid.
All right. Sure.
And I am not going to move, but I am going to turn to face that away so that I can see if something is trying to creep its way out from behind where we were.
Okay. Let me just see. So you're facing to the right of the image?
Yeah, kind of turning from facing the creature to my right.
I'll say make a perception check.
She's really good at those.
Advantage or disadvantage or no? How far am I trying to peer?
I'm going to say disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, natural 1.
Natty 1?
6.
As you go to look, almost like an action movie where you let loose this magical spell and then you turn with that action shot, a big old snowflake just goes right in your eye.
Oh, this is... yes. Just like, oh!
Like the wind like flows under your cloak and your hair's...
Yeah.
And then water and cold just assault your face.
It's like when the snow flies off a car and it just whacks into you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
man.
dice is done.
I thought we're such fail heroes.
Awesome.
It's like all cinematic, and then you just get like slapped in the face with a big old...
Up next, we got Faraday.
All right. First thing I'm gonna do is my Crimson Right. Means I take 2 points of damage as my whip.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes engulfed in flames.
Nice.
Um.
Where do you draw? Where do you carve? Like on you to do the
God, I imagine like her palms are just like racked
Just
with
all
scar. Yeah, she tries to keep them as small as possible so that she can kind of do like pull the whip through.
thing? There you go. All right.
But
I like that.
the palms of her
Badasses.
hand are like really starting to get like really messed.
I like the idea that at the end of your whip, there's this little blade at the very bottom, just so you can quickly go boom, and then
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got that, and then that's my bonus action. I've already moved, so let's hit some things.
do I?
Do it.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
I love doing that for.
Ooh, 11's probably not gonna hit.
11 will not. It dives just out of the way of your whip. It's looking rough. Like it's eaten some spells, but it's definitely still up and able to feast.
Oh, but a 17 on the die.
That'll miss.
For
I'm just
23,
kidding.
3?
Yeah.
For 23?
You good. Really,
Okay.
motherfucker?
Really?
Yeah, bitch.
No, okay.
Yeah,
Alright. So it is... Fuck. Forgot to curse it. That's okay, I'll do it in the next one. So it is...
Well, that's right. You get like a pseudo hunter's mark thing, right?
Yeah, so like if I do the blood curse on it, I get... If I amplify it, it's advantage, but otherwise I just do extra damage to it for all attacks.
Got it.
Until the
Okay.
end of my turn. But I did not say that, so not for this turn. So 1 point of slashing and 5 points of fire.
How do you want to do this?
Oh shit!
It's exactly what you needed.
Fuck. I will just lash out and just kind of slash it, kind of almost like trying to pinpoint at the tip of that crack of the whip, right where it got nailed by that firebolt.
Nice. You whirl the whip around you and you extend it and you just wait for a little, like a half second longer, whip it back, and you watch the flame-tipped edge cut directly into the chest of the creature. Lets out as it slowly just watches as its life force is ebbing away, seeping through this open wound before it just collapses to the ground.
I'll take it.
You can still hear movement and snarls coming from all around you.
Can I make a perception check?
Yes, I would say at this point, make it with disadvantage. Is that a 1?
It was a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Oh, the worst.
God damn. So yeah,
That's so much worse than just a nat 1.
Uh-huh.
As
I don't see anything.
you reach back for the whip to collect your weapon, and again, looking as badass as possible, the whip sort of whirling around you, you kind of look in the distance just as a pine needle gets you
Damn
right at the eyelid, almost in your eyeball. That's what I'm doing for natural ones, by the way. I'm doing the Thor Ragnarok. Build up, fall. Build up, fall.
Great. Awesome. That's my turn.
All right. Cad, what you doing?
Like a Faraday. Like, you couldn't have saved some for me.
Sorry.
I guess I will. I want to use my bonus action to dash back towards the group.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 20, 25, 30 to this area here. And I just want to see. I want to, I guess, do a perception check to see if there's any others in the area now that we can start to hear them.
Okay, go ahead and make me a perception check. It is disadvantage at the snowy.
15.
15. You manage to spot 2 of them. Going to place them. Boom. Boom.
I will point in the direction that I see the 2 of them and just say, be ready.
Okay. It is their turn. And as these 2 have presented themselves, now, after Cadriel had identified where they were, you guys can also see and at that point, they are going to start moving in.
Cool.
First, we're going to go with this guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20. You can't do like an extra 5 means that it's essentially moving 20 every other in a diagonal. So 10, 20, 40, 50. 30, 40, 50. Back up to the top, we got Dermot.
Okay.
That sound effect of them roaring is just... And I figured just for the sake of time, just because we'll maybe go through one more round, and then we'll pick up right where we left off.
That's good.
For
Okay.
next week, just because.
Yeah, because it's gonna take a while.
Dustin totally has hat head right now, and I love it.
What?
He said you totally have hat head right now, and I love it.
It's really just my hair is pulled back.
Gotcha.
Cool. I am going to cast Hypnotic Pattern. It is a new spell I just learned.
Okay.
At a range of 120 feet. It is a 30-foot cube. I create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and then vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. So I am going to center it between these two guys to catch both of them in the cube. I don't know if I have control.
There.
You should be able to move it.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. All right. So they have to make saves, yeah.
They both need to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Don't know if you know this about wargs.
They are famous for their wisdom.
That was a natural 20 for one of them.
Oh shit!
That warg was like, I've seen this in my book at home.
What about the other one?
10.
All right, 10 is going to fail.
Okay.
So
Don't be mad at me.
the one that failed, on a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Okay.
The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
All right. Actually, it's going to bug me. Let me just move right here. So it matches with the goddamn grid, because I just realized that. All right. Sweet. So yeah, this one just stops, stares, and drools.
Okay. And then... Is there anything I can do with my bonus action?
I don't know.
I am going to, as a bonus action, I am going to inspire I'm going to inspire Faraday.
Woo!
Okay.
I'll take that.
Faraday, as you're pulling the pine needle from your eyelid, you feel the bolstering music of.
I start playing Faraday's theme song.
Yeah.
Is it In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins?
Today, no. Her theme song is Happy Birthday. Because today is Fiona's birthday. Or Faraday's
Forgot about
birthday. It's Faraday's birthday.
Awesome. All right. Up next, we got Thurston.
All right. He sees two creatures that are way too close to him for comfort. So he is going to start by he's going to cast Witch Bolt, but he is going to twin the spell so that he can get both of them.
Excellent.
Nice. Good call.
Well, one's a natural one, so I don't think that's going to hit shit. The other one's better. That's a 25 to hit.
25 will hit. I'll say it's going to hit. This one's closer, so.
Works for me.
The other one was kind of hiding behind a rock.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that that one would miss.
Yeah.
Just trying to help.
Witch Bolt
so
Baldur's Gate 3 looks awesome.
Does it?
So that is 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, since that's a concentration spell, I can attack each of them each time, or does it default to going back to one? Like, what are the
I would
mechanics?
say it would default going back to 1, given that
Okay,
that's
then
a
I'll just keep targeting the
concentration
one I
for
hit.
the focusing on it.
Okay.
Yeah, just because otherwise, holy broken Batman.
What are you talking about? That sounds totally fine to me. And then-
Although you don't need to remake the attack check. You've already hooked him. As long as you concentrate, you just continue dealing damage.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure how many quote unquote could hook. So okay, and then he's just gonna take a couple of steps. Just nah.
That's,
All right.
That's good.
Up next, we got Arathea.
Okay. I am seeing that the one, at least one on the other side, is looking around confused and seemingly
Color, and it's confused by it.
very enthralled by something, maybe a glitter bomb. I'm gonna continue facing the two that are on the right side and try to cast slow. I need both them to make wisdom saves.
All right. Don't know if you know this
think
about.
I can
I was
flip
not.
cube. I think we'll get both.
6 and a 15.
My DC is 15.
Okay. So I would say if they just hit the D, do 6 on resist.
So which of the ones?
I'm gonna say this one because that's a little bit closer to you. So I'll say that one suffers from the slew.
Okay, so it will take -2 penalty to its AC, -2 to its dex saves. It can't use reactions. On its turn, it can either use an action or bonus action, not both. And it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn.
Nice.
For a minute.
Awesome.
Or until I lose concentration.
All right. Sounds good.
And then, yeah, I'm going to follow Thurston and back the fuck up.
All right.
We'll do as wizards do and get the fuck away from things.
All right. Up next, we got Faraday.
Wait. Is this spot
With the tree right there?
Mhm.
No, that's
Okay.
not difficult. So you can move into that spot just fine.
Alright, so 5, and then we'll just call it 20, and I'm just gonna stop. 'Cause that's
Okay.
fine. That's the 10-foot reach I need, so that's fine. I'm gonna hex it,
All right.
and the ability I'm gonna check is strength.
Okay. It's got disadvantage on strength checks? Is that how it works?
Strength and ability checks made with the chosen ability. Oh, I don't want that. Never mind. I don't want strength.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know. Yeah, it's target has a disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. So... Actually, no, you know what?
Ability checks do not include attack rolls or saves.
Right. So yeah, strength. We'll do
Okay.
strength. In case it decides to pounce on somebody or something, I don't know. It doesn't, it's not saving throws, that's what throws me off.
You're good.
So he is hexed. That is my bonus action. And then I am going to invoke my... invoke, but before it affects the target. Okay. So can I add the blood curse when I want? Or...
what is the action economy? So
There is none. I can just do it.
You just do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it doesn't say as an action or a bonus action, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You.
It does say when invoking a blood curse, but before it affects the target, you can choose to amplify the curse by losing a number of hit points.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
that part, but the non-amplified part, I don't take hit point damage. I just do it once.
Okay, go for it.
So I will do that. And that will allow for a little extra damage in addition to the other stuff. So let's see if I hit first. Actually, you know what? I am going to... Sorry.
You're good.
I am going to amplify it.
Okay.
So that I get advantage.
You guys watch as she... As Faraday, her whip is already... And she takes the little blade that's at the bottom of her whip and cuts deeper into her wrist. And you watch for a split second that the veins crawling up her neck and all around her head and her face turn black for a moment before slowly fading back.
And a d6. Okay, first attack. Hey, 25.
Good.
Okay. Are they... Do I need to tell you damage types?
No.
Okay, perfect. That makes it a little bit easier. So...
Yeah, because you got like a fucking seasoning of
yeah, it's like fucking
right
everything. Now. So I get the additional Hemocraft die of right damage, the Blood Maledict damage, and the whip damage, and then the hex damage.
All right. That's a fuck ton of damage.
It is a fuck... Well, we'll see if it's a fuck ton of damage. It's a bunch of little dice, so we'll see. That's not awful, actually.
Damn it.
So...
My vibes didn't work.
16 points of damage for the first attack.
Okay.
And then... I think this... Sorry, give me 1 second. Other...
You're good. Take your time.
Oh, I didn't do my... damage. I take 2 points of damage from that blood curse, which is fine because I'm just eating into my 10 hit points. And then sorry, where did it go? The Blood Hunter stuff is a little funky in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I noticed that too. What are you looking for?
I'm just looking to make sure that this day, until the end of my turn, ideally extra right damage, cool. But I don't get the amplify only is for the first attack.
Got it.
I'm also trying to teach myself this.
You're good. You're good.
Ooh, 5's not gonna hit though.
5 will not, unfortunately.
Okay.
I will go ahead and pull the curtain back. These guys normally have an AC of 13. And with slow, it has an AC of 11.
Well, 5 plus 6 is 11.
That'll do it.
Okay.
That'll hit. Jesus Christ. Despite your worst efforts.
Oh, and I had inspiration. I guess I could have used too, but if it hits, then I won't.
There you go.
So that is another 16 points.
It is Jesus fucking. How do you do this? How do you want to do this? This poor animal.
No, not poor animal. This poor animal was gonna eat my face in about a second. Thanking Erthia for slowing it. I will just run up and seeing that it's trying to corner my friends, just whip crack.
Okay. You like this is gonna sound terrible, but like an angry horse rider who's pissed off his horse just
Oh,
it's terrible,
No!
I know.
bad dog.
But the creature, like the first whip, like cuts straight through its face, and just as it's reeling from that, you snap it right here in the center of its forehead, and you hear a crack as the skull just disintegrates essentially. And it flops down into the snow.
Oh, that's a bonus action to move it, so I won't move that yet. But do not let me forget I get a hex.
You do.
When we are done. And then it's dead, so it does not... The Archfey thing doesn't happen, so I'm done. Oh,
All right.
Oh yeah, I moved, I'm done.
Okay.
The Archfey thing?
So if I deal right damage to a creature, it glows with a faint light and can't benefit from half cover, 3/4 cover, or being invisible.
That sounded very ominous.
Yeah.
The Archfey thing.
The Archfey thing.
I will say, as you just destroy that one, you do hear, "Very good, darling." And it sends a chill up your spine for a second.
Of course.
All right, up next we got Cad.
Okay.
Oh, Claire, did you want to move at all or no?
I moved like 20 feet
Oh,
or
you
so,
did.
so I'm good. I won't be
Okay.
able to really move.
Okay. So I'm going to move 10, 20, 30 to here.
Okay.
And I am going to, seeing that there's nobody around me that I have to warn,
Sorry.
I'm going to pop out my shroud, and the wolf has to make a DC 14 charisma saving throw.
All right, let me just go ahead and add your pretty.
It's
What was
10
the
feet.
radius?
10 feet.
Okay. Bam. Wait, can everybody see that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's purple?
Okay, cool. All right,
So-
so it's a wisdom.
Charisma.
Don't know if you know this about wolves. They are great at parties. That's
You know,
a
you
whack-
keep saying that, but one of them rolled a natural 20 against my save. So,
An 11 is insufficient, as Dustin would say. So it is now frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
All right.
Nice.
And since
Court, for the record, first I would apologize and then inform you that that is insufficient.
God.
I'm sorry, but that is
Gross.
insufficient.
There you go.
So it's frightened of me now till the end of my next turn, and that was my action. And
All right.
I'm not going to move again, dash or anything like that. So I'll just.
Okay. Well, this one, since it is now frightened of you, is going to move away from you. It's going to go. God, the trees here. I'm trying to have it make sense with where it moves. So I'll go 10, 20.
Attack opportunity.
Cad will get an attack opportunity.
That's a 10.
No, unfortunately, that misses.
Blinded by the snow.
30,
Okay.
40, 50. As it gets closer to the horses, which, by the way, are losing their goddamn minds while all this is
Oh,
happening.
sure.
Up next, we got the one who likes all the pretty colors and is going to stay there. Fucking great encounter, guys.
Incapacitated.
Yep.
And speed is 0 until it takes damage.
Now, if the range of it, does that just up, or is it like a one-time thing and then it's gone?
No, it's just a one-time thing and then it's gone.
Okay.
So
Let
you
me
take
go
the
ahead and
square.
remove that then.
So you can remove that square.
All right. This guy here. 10, 20, 25, 35, 40, 45, and is going to make an attack.
Oh, fuck.
I can do attacks, guys. I can do it. It is going to run up and try to bite Faraday.
Okay. Probably
That is a 22 to hit.
Oh, shit, yeah.
All right. Going to be
Oh, and I already used my fucking spell.
that is going to be 12 points of piercing damage as the warg runs up. You guys and bite down onto Faraday's side, and you can definitely see blood start to trickle from the.
Ouch.
How much damage was that?
12.
That was 12. Also, I need you to make a strength.
Oh, I'm real good at that.
Yeah. Almost as if you were hexed.
You can use your inspiration if you need it on the
what's
saving throw.
what's the die on it?
It's a D8 now.
Hey, I'll take it, because why the fuck not? I'm rolled in a -1, so... 12.
Oh, just under what you needed.
Yeah.
As the warg runs up and bites you, the force of it running knocks you prone.
Ah,
Knocks you prone.
fuck.
And with that, we're going to call tonight's session.
Woo!
Only just for the sake of time,
Yeah.
given the nature of this encounter. This is going to be a bit of a meaty one. Deserves. I don't, rush through it or anything like that. Plus, we've been going for solid 3 hours. So, but I want to give huge shout outs to Sirenscape again. I know I mentioned them earlier. They're fantastic. If you are a DM in need of ambient battle sounds or anything like that, I highly recommend using it. It's super easy. You can customize the stuff. There's different moods for each sound set, which is super cool too. Also, I'll give a huge shout out to Incarnate, because the map that I originally made looked entirely different. So I quickly threw some stuff, we moved some stuff around, added a couple other things, and that took 3 minutes? Yeah. So big huge shout out to them as well. Their service is free to use, I believe. If you wanted to get licensing stuff from them, then you can subscribe to their stuff or get the HD maps, then that's another option too. But yeah. So to everybody who tuned in, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Love you.
Keep an eye out on Friday, pending Dustin and my's vaccination reeling. We will be playing some Divinity with Cujo and his brother.
Yay!
And then Saturday, again pending vaccination recovery, I will be doing another D&D one-shot writing session in the afternoon, about 2 o'clock or so. And then we will be back on Sunday for more Co-op Sunday.
Yay!
Rock Galactic. We seem to really like that game.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Smashing
It's a lot of
bugs
fun.
and mining gold.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, we love you all. Be nice to each other.
You're all right.
Indeed.
I guess you're okay.
And we will talk to you guys later.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, folks.
Bye.